Testing. Okay. Nathan?
Yes.
All right, perfect. And what is up, everyone on YouTube? Mark Gaming 2794 here with Nathan Bell from the
Thank you
Storm
very
Master.
much.
With the Storm Master team on Facebook, we will be tracking severe weather, potentially a severe weather outbreak as it unfolds in the Midwest and in the plains tonight. And actually, looking at this radar, some showers may already be trying to form. Not sure if this is what's going to set everything off, but tonight's going to be a night we're going to have to watch every little thing up here. And by the way, for those of y'all tuning in, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear Nathan. And by the way, we will have others joining in throughout the evening, but this will be a very lengthy broadcast as we attempt to get everyone up to date on what's going on and keep everyone up to date on what's going on. Nathan, you have any thoughts on what we could say tonight?
So here's kind of my overall opinion here. We got multiple mesoscale discussions out. If you have seen that, we got one just north of Omaha, Nebraska. We also have a few severe thunderstorm warnings right around that Wisconsin border. That's more of a damaging wind threat. And then, like I said off camera, we have a two-pronged, two areas we have to watch, two separate areas completely. We have one area up here by the low pressure, where I call it the triple point, where we're watching for tornadic storms that will eventually develop into a squall line. I do think eventually it will develop into a squall line. Then there's a second area that I'm watching in North Texas, North and Central Texas, where there are some severe storms that are ongoing. I think you should take a look at that. It already has a severe thunderstorm watch down to the south and west of Fort Worth, Texas.
And we will be taking a look at that in just a minute. But right as you started talking, I didn't want to cut you off, but the Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and issued a tornado watch that includes the first area, the northwest Iowa, southeast South Dakota, and northeast Nebraska. That watch literally just went into effect. Like, it literally just popped onto my screen. It looks like they went with a 2.5-inch max hail threat, a wind threat of 75 miles an hour, and max tops in excess of 50,000 feet.
Yeah, these storms are definitely that's one thing also I want to mention. Any storms that develop in the moderate risk and enhanced risk area, especially if you are north of, let's talk about a certain area, because I know a lot about Missouri. So 36, so US 36, so that's going to be going from St. Joseph, Cameron, Chillicothe. If you're north of there, I would definitely be watching for discrete supercells. That is the biggest question right now. Are we going to see the discrete supercell thunderstorms? Let's see, temperatures here. Okay, north of the front, it's actually in the 50s. And then we actually got some 70s and some 80s. Oh, my goodness. We got some 80s south and west of this tornado watch.
Wow. So you already know, like, it's going to get hectic quickly. I would like to take a look at that Storm Prediction Center if they have gone ahead and put that watch on their page. They did. What they have said, and I'll read it out: supercell development will be possible in the next couple of hours near and east of a surface cyclone along the Nebraska and South Dakota border. The storm environment, which will continue to become more favorable for a few tornadoes, a couple which could be strong and very large hail if storms can mature quickly enough in the relatively narrow, unstable, warm sector. Damaging winds will be possible when storms could grow upscale into a squall line along the cold front approaching from the west. So basically, for the probabilities, they have gone ahead and put a 60-40, 2 or more tornadoes, 60%, 1 or more strong, EF2 to EF5's 40. So even they're still not quite sure yet. Like they know it's a good chance of it happening, but there's still a little bit of that element of the unknown.
And I see that element of the unknown here, so I'm looking at the probabilities right with you. The overall tornado threat is 60% with the moderate. It's pretty much got everything on the moderate except hail. Actually, hail is number 1 on the list that it shows me.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Which that's probably because of it being closest to the low pressure, because this is a tornado watch that is close to that low pressure. May I remind you guys, we have a blizzard going on a couple hours off to the northwest.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why how dynamic this atmosphere is up in this zone. What's the instability values? We need to take a look at that. What's the instability values? And then I'll actually check wind shear while you check the instability values. Let me check HRRR here.
Okay. Not, like I said, as far as checking that kind of stuff, I'm not sure if it'll let me actually. Actually, never mind. I may have just found it. My bad. Let's see here.
Let me check. I'm checking bulk shear right now. Yeah, there's plenty of wind shear. There's definitely some wind shear in the atmosphere. I'll check soundings here in a moment. I'm getting better at noticing soundings, so I will look at that here in a minute. Yeah, I see exactly what's going to happen. You could see, looks like,
cap. Well, here's the cap, and the thing is, look. All right, look on my stream real quick. Look at this. Like the cap is strong in Missouri. It's strong, but it is not strong yet in the tornado watch. So,
all right, let me get on your stream on YouTube. Give me 1 moment. Let me get on your stream so I can watch what you're doing as well, so we can kind of. Okay, so actually, we're gonna exit out of that one.
Now the cap. Now the same cap numbers. It is very strong over there in Texas. If you probe some of these numbers, it's 3,000 to 3,500 joules over there in Texas.
Oh yeah, I do. We're definitely going to have a very, very high instability.
Yeah. Now, like I said, you don't really see that here in this tornado watch. But let's see here. The STPs right now. Currently, let me take that off real quick. Oh, never mind. It actually changed it for me. Okay, that works. All right, so right now the STP is not there per se in this watch yet. Again, the STPs is more or less concentrated over North Missouri and north of the I-70 corridor. Looks like, and then of course it doesn't help that this thing is. Hold on, is there a way I can shut this one off so I can?
Can you send me a link to your stream, please?
It should be on your page. If you'll check your page, it should be on there.
All right.
Okay, that'll work. So the tornado parameters are not necessarily there, but they are getting stronger, but it's still not there. So that is a good, for right now anyway.
Yeah, I do agree for sure. Let me check STP. Yeah, I like looking at STP or SIGTOR. It's either STP or SIGTOR.
Yeah.
Basically what that is, guys, is a significant tornado parameter that we like to look at. It's not the number one thing we look at, but it is one of the things we look at for how ripe the atmosphere is for tornadic development.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm noticing is it definitely, yeah, so it's a short shot. It is not a all-night threat I'm looking at. Looks like for several hours, so it looks like, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It maximizes right around 8, 9 p.m. and then it like fizzles out by like 11 p.m. So that's one area. Let me check the Texas one. Yeah, the Texas one looks interesting for sure because that dry line's not moving. That dry line is not moving much in Texas, and that's gonna spark off that. So yes, there will be a definite tornado threat in each zone. Each zone. Let's get back to radar here as we're starting to think about what's going on here. Looks like we don't have any rotating thunderstorms yet.
Now, the only two storms even prompting warnings, well, there are some severe storms in Minnesota, but the only two that are within the watch area is down in the west of Dallas near the Abilene, actually more near the Dublin area. And there's some pretty strong storms, mainly hail producers, although they are producing winds of 60 as well. Mainly setting up around the Highway 183 corridor and 190 and 84. So those will have to be watched throughout the evening as they move off into a more favorable environment. And as a matter of fact, the Storm Prediction Center had also issued a mesoscale discussion. Give me a sec, I'll pull that up for you. They issued that for this area in Texas, in the Dallas, Corsicana, Waco area.
Do you think there'll be a tornado watch for that southern sector, or does it stay with severe thunderstorm watches, you think?
It's gonna go tornado watch near the Dallas area and along the 35 and 45 corridors, mainly 35 corridor. Pretty much, if you're traveling on I-35 from San Antonio to Dallas, probably going to be under a tornado watch probably within the next little bit.
By the way, Mark is using WSV3. I am using Radar Omega, so we're using pretty similar stuff so we can see similar stuff for sure. I can get down to roads and all that as well. We do got something trying to develop to the southwest of Tyndall, looks like. Doesn't look that major, but any shower that develops in this tornado watch definitely has to be watched closely.
Yeah. If you look at the outlook though, like where they put this tornado watch, it does cover a little bit of the moderate risk, but a lot of it is in the enhanced and slight risk. So that tells me that the watch up here near Sioux City, this is not going to be the main event. Yeah, there will be tornadoes that develop out of this, I'm sure. But this is not going to be the main event, I don't feel like.
Honestly, I feel if we're at the main event is going to be, I'd say, Omaha. So I'm going to kind of circle what I'm thinking about. From about Des Moines, Iowa, all the way to about Omaha, Nebraska, down to about St. Joseph, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to be an interesting take on this. I do think Cedar Rapids may get involved in this, but I think it's going to be this sector that I'm looking at right now, this southern sector, because, I mean, I agree with the moderate risk, and it's interesting, and one thing we like to teach people is when we're talking about nocturnal situations, and I'm still learning about this, and we're going to be tracking these storms closer to sunset. They're expected to form closer to sunset. Typically, you get thunderstorms that form in the daytime heating hours between 3 and 6 p.m. They're going to be just starting to develop around that time. So it's going to be fairly interesting to see exactly what happens.
Yeah, and I think if you look on visible satellite, which I've got pulled up on my stream right now, but if you look on visible satellite, you can actually see where that warm front is, because as they were discussing earlier, there's a lot of clearing that is being taken place, and right now that warm front, I place it Sioux City, Des Moines, and Bloomfield, and you can see all that clearing down there near Omaha. Bloomfield starting to get some clearing. Des Moines. That's what's going to set off the supercells potential within the next little bit.
Yeah, I like your thinking. Let's take a look at satellite. Let's take a look at the kind of cloud cover, because
or lack
one
thereof.
one of the things that I often like to look at for severe weather is if we're going to get daytime heating and sunshine. We're getting a little bit of a delayed start, especially on that northern end. On that northern end of the moderate risk and the northern end of the enhanced risk. Now, that southern area down there by Omaha, over there by Sioux City, over there down here, Kansas City, there's not a cloud in the sky in Kansas City. But I think they got a different situation that's happening. Basically, what's happening in Kansas City, guys, is we got a cap going on. And let us explain what a cap is. A cap basically is when I often explain it as you're cooking food. Why do I do that? Well, you got water that's boiling. It's boiling down there, but you got the cap on it. So when you lift off that cap, that's when that steam comes up. That's basically when the storms explode. And down here in this southern area, especially south of St. Joseph, and maybe even St. Joseph, we have our own guy, Coden, that is tracking these storms up here in southwestern Iowa this evening. I'm going to be getting in contact with him the next couple of hours. And there's definite cap in the atmosphere, and that could limit the discrete supercells. You think, Mark? I think this could limit the singular supercells ahead of the line, especially down in the southern part of that northern sector.
It's possible, but one things I'm looking at too. The fact that these temperatures are they're skyrocketing ahead of of what is to be. And I'm gonna pull up the temperatures real quick. So actually,
I was pulling up the temperatures right as you was talking about it. I see 80s and gusty winds upwards of 20, 30 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm. Because right now, temperatures are very warm, especially north of the warm front. Des Moines is at 72 already. Omaha is actually seeing temperatures of 90, but the only thing is the dew point is still in the 50s.
So that's...
The dew point is still low. But if you look it's not going to take much. Like Des Moines, the dew point is in 59.
Okay, that's more conducive.
Yeah. So it just kind of depends on where you are.
Yeah, I think with the cloud cover we've had earlier today, we've had a little bit of a delay of the moisture input. So I think these storms actually develop a little bit further east.
Yeah.
general opinion on that. Let's
Like
take a look.
basically between Omaha and Takaro and Des Moines and Centuryville in that little square right there. And I'm gonna draw, if I can draw it on here, if it'll let me.
I'm indicating some dew points, borderlining 60, upper 60s, definitely some above 60-degree dew points in the Kansas City area. Over here in Omaha, it's actually quite low. Now, is that actually going to push out? Or is that going to move back in? No, that's pushing out. So, essentially what that means, not going to clear out Omaha, so to speak, but I do think, general opinion, I think these storms develop a little bit further east than anticipated, especially up here. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. I gotta mute myself here.
So as you guys can see right now, we are getting into, it is about 4 o'clock in central, on central time zone, 5 o'clock on the eastern time zone. Watching, kind of waiting for these storms to fire off. We are seeing a few showers trying to develop within this tornado watch. Quite frankly, I think they could have put in a watch for southern Iowa. Southern Iowa. I think they could have put in a watch for southern Iowa. It's very, the atmosphere is getting ready. And what I mean by that is, right now we're seeing a lot of clearing. And we are seeing a lot of clouds starting to develop out here where this dry line is. This is going to be about where the dry line is, give or take a little bit. And it's going to be these storms that try to develop out ahead of it. So you got one little shower out there in between Bancroft and Onawa over there in the Highway 75 corridor near Macy and Decatur. And for those of you wondering, this is in the Nebraska area, northeast Nebraska. So we'll have to watch for that to see if it develops and those start firing off potential supercells. Down there near Texas, we're still watching some severe thunderstorms currently in the area. A couple of which to note, as soon as my radar comes back to that, we're actually going to clear out the satellite thing if it'll let me. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Oh yeah, here we go. Clear out the satellite real quick. We do have a few storms firing off along the 183 corridor, the 190 corridor, and the 84 corridor over there near Brownwood, Goldthwaite, and La Pasas. These storms generally are moving in the direction of east around 70 degrees at 29 to 30 miles an hour. 1-inch size hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. As these storms move east along towards the 35 and 45 corridors, I do anticipate that the storm intensity will increase with the potential for some tornadoes to develop out and ahead of this line as well. So, like I said, we're just getting started with this thing. Let's flip it back over to the Omaha radar. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Right now, we are seeing a few showers develop along the dry line, or what will be the dry line. And it looks like we are seeing, like I said, we are seeing that one pesky shower trying to develop in east Nebraska along the 175, or the 75 corridor and the 77 corridors. So we are going to have to watch these closely to see if any fire off.
All right, I am back. I'm just in and out, stuff like that for right now. It's not too bad right now, guys. Like Mark's been saying, he's doing a great job We have a team of people that are working behind the scenes on this stuff. We're not like Ryan Hall, who can stream to the highest abilities. I mean, we all have lives, but we are doing the best we can for you. One thing that looked interesting, like I said before that happened, is there's a bit of a area that is starting to that's starting to interest me more and more. I will say that Texas threat might be getting going a little early, wouldn't you think?
I mean, yes and no. I think they anticipated the Texas threat was going to get going earlier in the afternoon because dew points there are already like high. They're like upper 60s in this area. Like the atmosphere is already prime in Texas. It's the area over here near Omaha that's they said it would take a little bit before it really just fired up.
I'm starting to think those storms could develop just ahead of Omaha, just to the east of Omaha, because the dew points are higher to the east of Omaha.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, we still have to watch anything that does try to develop. And what is interesting, if you'll notice in East Nebraska, there is some showers developing. That is going to have to be watched because it is just now entering that tornado watch. So it is going to have to be watched for just anything really to develop. Let's see here. Let's see if we've got any storm reports that have been coming in. Thankfully, there has not been any, well, there have been some storm reports out there near Minnesota and Wisconsin. Again, that's really unrelated, but we did have one hail report that came in about 15 minutes ago from Brown County in Texas, 2 miles northwest of May. They
Okay.
had a report of some 1-inch hail in that direction. As a matter of fact, it should be visible on my radar. Oh, there it is. This is reported by a trained spotter. He reported 1-inch hail in that direction. So the severe threat definitely is firing off. I don't know if I'd say earlier because we are getting into that 4 o'clock hour where they said it would be about 5 to 6 over there for Omaha and those areas. So if it's
I
gonna
actually
happen,
think those storms in the Omaha area get going closer to sunset, more like a 7, but that's just my general opinion.
well, I'm watching these showers over there in East Nebraska just in case any of them try to fire up because I said we're at the point we've got to watch anything that does try to develop.
I agree, but I also think we need another tornado watch. There needs to be another tornado watch for Omaha, Des Moines, Iowa. Watches need to start trickling down to the south, like St. Joseph, Kansas City, areas like that. I do think there needs to be a tornado watch that goes into effect. But I bet what they're thinking is that southern extent of that northern sector, those storms are not going to get going till even later than that. I actually think 9, 10 o'clock before we start talking about KC Metro. I like to try to I wouldn't say prioritize, but highlight the metro areas. So I think you should highlight the metro areas that are at risk for severe weather this evening, especially the higher risk areas.
Yeah, and actually, what we can do is I can pull up my there it is. If I can
Yeah, we
pull
need
up,
to highlight those metro areas, but we also have those rural areas. But the metro areas also, I've learned in the past severe weather events, people like when we're highlighting the metro areas as well.
yeah.
Um,
So what are those metro areas that he is referencing? Well, we got Omaha, we got Des Moines, we have, if you look south, we have Kansas City on the southern edge of the enhanced risk. And then in the Texas area, looking at Fort Worth and Dallas and Waco and Austin. And it's not that we're ignoring anyone in the slight risk, but the thing is, there's a lot of uncertainty in between the two hotspots.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. I would say south of Kansas City, and north of Dallas. Anywhere between there, I'm kind of uncertain what's going to happen there. I do think there'll be some storms, but I do think also, depending on the dynamics later tonight, that could be more of a squall line. Yeah. I'm anticipating that to be the main threat. We'll call it sector two. So what 3 sectors we're talking about. So when we're talking about these sectors, listen up. Sector 1 will be the northern sector with the moderate risk and enhanced risk. Sector 2 will be the area that's in between Kansas City and the Red River border. And then Sector 3 will be that very moist, very unstable, but not as much rotation.
Agreed. And I do want to pay a little attention. I'm going to switch it over to the Jackson, Mississippi radar because something just caught my attention over here. There is a strong thunderstorm near the Greenville, Mississippi area in the Mississippi Delta that has just developed. There are a few showers trying to develop in this area. And this is in that slight risk, but there are some showers at least trying to develop here.
And basically what he's referencing is, I call it the baseball swing, the golf swing storms, where it's kind of like the inflow, the warm, moist air, and then you get convection that is coming out ahead of the main system. If I were areas like Memphis, I would be watching this. Memphis, Tennessee, you need to be keeping an eye off to your south, maybe southwest for these storms to form. We can't discount Little Rock, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and stuff like that. They had quite a bit of interesting severe weather threat, very localized outbreak, but it wasn't I wouldn't call it an outbreak, but a significant event occurred. If I'm correct, a tornado actually touched down just north of the Little Rock Metro.
Yeah, that is correct. The tornado actually did touch down there. If I remember correctly, it was an EF2 or 3. And that was like in the very early hours in the morning.
Yeah, I think that was like late night, early morning, somewhere between 11 p.m. and like 1 a.m. You guys have to remember also that is the central time zone. I'm in the Eastern time zone, so take it 1 hour on each side. Let's see here. So yeah, those storms down here to the southwest of Fort Worth don't pose a tornado threat, I would say. They look clustered.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. As soon as you said that, Dallas, Texas is under a tornado watch.
Okay. Yeah, I anticipated that. Yep. That needed to happen.
All right. I'm waiting. All right. So it looks like they went with a 2.5-inch max hail. Maximum wind gusts of 70. Maximum tops of 55,000 feet. And they are not going with a PBS situation. So. But.
Yeah. No. I don't think any. There's too much uncertainty with all this to throw out that PDS. That PDS really don't need to be thrown out unless it's an extremely serious situation. Not the saying this is a not serious situation, but it does tell me that okay, line segment is starting to manifest. All right, Nate's kind of doing like the kind of radar research kind of thing, and he is telling me and informing me there is a line segment beginning to develop. If we get the line segment that decreases the tornado potential, especially the long track tornadoes, not to say the smaller tornadoes ain't bad. It's just saying if we get more of a line segment, that actually is a good news. In some retrospect, it does have the damaging wind risk, which that's quite high, but I rather would deal with damaging straight line winds than a tornado.
Yeah. Switching back to the Omaha radar for just a second, you might want to switch back there.
All right.
There are a few showers actually starting to develop. It's, like I said, we're getting to that point where it's fixing to go off, and it might be on the verge of happening.
If it happens earlier, it's going to be fairly interesting what happens here. North of this front, so there's a front, that one front, north of that one front, guys, temperatures are in the 50s, and the dew points are in the 40s. South of it, we got 70s and some 80s as well. So this is a very unstable atmosphere. Yeah, I'm starting to see what you're talking about, especially with this storm with Tyndall, especially that Tyndall storm. Sioux Falls, I would be watching this. I'd be keeping an eye on this. Sioux Falls, is that South Dakota? I think that's South Dakota.
Yes, that is.
Very interesting to have severe weather threat in South Dakota, and then also a blizzard going on too. That's what we call the triple point, where if you're going north, you're going to encounter some snow, encounter some cold. If you're in the south in the warm sector, which is a lot more warmer sector this time of year, then you're talking about severe weather.
All right, switching back to the Texas radar for a minute. And I'm actually going to go into the Fort Worth Smith radar because we do have a severe thunderstorm over there near Lampasas, just north of that. And actually, it's getting close to the radar site. It's not quite there. So, actually, for that one, I think honestly, I'm going to go to that radar site for these storms down here.
Yeah, actually, let's see. We do have, okay, so that tornado watch is slowly coming in for me. And yes, it does include Dallas. It includes Austin. It includes Waco, correct?
And
Waco.
And it looks like they, with clusters of storms, will continue to spread eastward across central Texas, with some tendency for new development northeastern towards Dallas-Fort Worth and southward to near Austin. The storm environment will gradually become more favorable for embedded supercells with the potential for a couple of tornadoes, isolated very large hail, and damaging wind gusts. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the probabilities are a little bit lower. Looks like they went with a 40-20 for tornadoes, a 60-20 for wind, and a 60-50 for hail.
Wow.
So, again, they're not anticipating it to do as much. Like I said, we still have that threat. Like I said, the greatest threat's over there near Iowa, and I'm with you. They need to go on ahead and drop a watch south of the current one up there in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. They need to go ahead and drop another one, because we're getting to the point where it's starting to fire up.
It is definitely starting to fire up. One thing I wanted to point out to y'all, when you're not in the severe weather this evening in the state of Texas, if you are west of that dry line, there are dew points that are in record low territory, and there is a extreme to critical fire danger that is going on. It is a very dangerous situation in that area. I've been looking at dew points 20s, teens, single digits, and winds howling at like 20 to 40 miles an hour with gusts up to 50.
Yeah.
So we have that fire threat. We have a winter storm threat going up to the north. Our main attention is the severe weather. It's the most life-threatening. However, the fire threat cannot be cannot be discounted either. Let's see here. And I do agree with what the National Weather Service said for these storms that are in North Texas. They look to be more messy. And what we talk about, there's different types of thunderstorms that we talk about. There is those squall lines we've talked about. There's the difference between squall lines and QLCS. A QLCS is more of a broken line. I think we could see that this evening. I also think we're going to see some clustering. So that would be multicellular storms, not MCS. Usually you see those in the summertime. But mostly we're going to see either multicellular, single cellular, which is your supercells, and then that squall line. And let's not just go like, hey, well, nothing's going on this evening. It's just damaging winds. These damaging winds can do just as much damage as an EF0 tornado.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Also, I'd like you to pull up the graphic where there's different levels of severe thunderstorm warnings. That is, like I said, that's still new to a lot of people. That severe thunderstorm warnings is not just one base level anymore. There's 3 levels.
Yeah, and I'm still working on the different graphics on that. And actually, hold on just one second, but I should be able to pull that up. What he is referring to is we have what's called, and I'll do this, and we'll do this with thunderstorm warning first. But, well, actually, for some reason, it's not showing up on this one. But the tornado warning, it is showing up on here, to where there is a tornado warning where it's radar indicated. Then we have a tornado where it's observed. Then a considerably, particularly dangerous situation. Then we have a tornado emergency catastrophic. Now, that being said, regardless of the level of tornado warning, you need to treat each one of them the same and get in your safe place. The different levels just means that it's actually there versus it's only a guess if it's going to be there.
And also, especially in the nighttime, but even in the daytime, if you're not a trained storm chaser, weather spotter, stuff like that, don't go chase these storms, especially tonight in the northern sector, because I do think those will develop into a squall line, and those are like the nightmare scenario for tracking tornadoes. They're usually rain wrapped, and they're very quick, and they can catch up, and they can catch you if you are not careful.
Looks like Nate just posted in the chat, Fort Dodge is happening. Here we go.
Fort Dodge, that's Kansas, correct?
I'm not sure, but I do know near Onawa, there are some storms beginning to develop, and they are not overly impressive yet, but they have gotten remarkably stronger in the past 5 to 10 minutes.
Fort Dodge.
Or at least it's what
I'm trying to find Fort Dodge as well.
I'm keeping an eye on the Omaha area near that the Tecma storm.
This is an interesting tornado watch for this Sioux City area. It really is, because what he's referring to is when we talk about severe weather, they have outlines on risks. Where this tornado watch is at, it's kind of like on the northwest periphery, especially like areas like Vermilion, Yankton. Is that Yankton? Yep, that's Yankton. Tyndall, areas like that. And I'm going to say this right now, don't just look at the colors. The colors is something that I don't understand why people, I got this color right here. I'm under a slight risk. I'm a little bit less risk for severe weather, but just like 25 miles to my west, there is an enhanced risk. no, that's not how we want you to take this. We want you to take this with just as equal, especially today and tomorrow. I think tomorrow has a making of being an even more substantial weather day if certain parameters come in that still hasn't been fully determined yet. And probably won't be until we start seeing it in the morning.
Yeah.
And I think we got another guy. Just hey, Nate. Mark's live, and kind of we're explaining to viewers what's going on.
What's up, Nate? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just kind of waiting to go to work. Figured I'd pop in here, see what you guys were doing.
Currently tracking the storms right now. And by the way, that Fort Dodge, that is in Iowa, Nathan.
Okay.
But they're saying like Fort Dodge plays happen. What they're referring to, these storms out here that I've been tracking north of Omaha, they're starting to fire up.
I see that.
Oh yeah, that last scan, they're trying to come together.
It's that cap that's slowly eroding. The cap is stronger the further south you go. That's one thing I want people to understand. The cap is weaker to the north you go, especially like Des Moines, Iowa area, north of Omaha. Well, actually, probably Omaha, along I-80. That cap is weaker. It's stronger to the south. I was talking to a Kansas City meteorologist earlier about that, and they're saying the cap, it's kind of a variable right now. Okay, so, yeah, I do agree with what you're saying, though.
I was looking back at the forecast for this, and I think I misjudged where this cell was going to go. I think this is actually, instead of being like an east-northeast track, this is going to be like a straight-up north-northeast or a northeast track. I think it's going to go kind of over the Storm Lake, Spencer, off towards Emmitsburg and Algona.
Well, me and Mark was saying there needs to be a tornado watch issued for Des Moines, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska, especially in this southwestern corner of the of Iowa. That's where that watch
they'll put a severe watch on it at least. Right now, they're more focused on everything that's happening on the triple point right now. Because there's right there by Omaha and Lincoln is kind of like where the dry line runs up in between the warm front and the front that's behind that. And all of this convection that we're seeing right now is the warm. It's convection firing off of the warm front.
Right.
Dry line. So this is actually a really way more severe situation up here than it is down below Omaha and Lincoln. I'm not going to say it's like not more important than Omaha and Lincoln. I'm just thinking that right now this is the priority because we actually do have cells that are in the environment right now.
Now the only question that remains is when do they go severe or when do they start producing such and such?
I'm gonna say by the time this storm reaches Storm Lake, Lawrence area, about northeast, about 2 or 3 counties, that it should be in a really unstable environment. I'm actually kind of wondering why they didn't expand that tornado watch east a little bit more to include like Fort Dodge.
Yeah, me too. I think that's a strange place to put the tornado watch with especially that western extent. To the east, I see why. To the western extent, I'm a little kind of have some question marks. This might actually with the further west you go, guys, like if you're going like across to the west of Sioux City, the further west of Sioux City you go, the severe threat goes downward because, like Nate was talking about, the dry line. I think the storms develop a little bit further eastward than some of the models were predicting, for sure. But we definitely, I mean, it's very, very hot and unstable in areas like Lincoln, Nebraska, but it's in the 90s. And some people always ask me, they go like, why? I mean, why can't is it harder for storms to develop even in a hotter air? Well, that talks about the cap. So we got temperatures in the 90s, which my goodness, for this area is not what's supposed to happen this time of year. Not, no, definitely not.
Hey, Mark, you're running WSV3, right?
Yes.
Do you have access to surface temps and dews?
Yes.
Yeah,
What is
I have access um to those to the temperatures. Like I'm seeing right here in Rare Omega, Lincoln, Nebraska, around 91 degrees, 88 degrees in Columbus, Nebraska, around the Omaha area, around 90.
what is the Sioux City area?
Sioux City area, actually a little bit on the cooler side. That might be because of that rain shower. Just south of the Sioux City area, it's 79. The dew point's higher.
What is the dew point?
The dew point's right around 60.
1679.
Whereas the dew point down here in Omaha, Nebraska
So hold
is
up. If these cells can cool the air just a little bit more, like 13 more degrees in Sioux City, that's going to really, really start to increase the instability. That would be putting the dew points within 15 degrees from the temperature.
yeah, where I'm starting to draw some questions. Like I said, here in Lincoln, Nebraska, we have a dew point of 50 and we have a temperature of 91. In Omaha, we have a temperature of 90 and a dew point of 48.
Yeah, see, that's not conducive to tornadoes. That's a really big gap there. You want a very similar dew point and temperatures. You don't want them to be completely exact, but you do want them to be very close to each other within like 15 to 10, I usually say.
Okay. All right. All right. We can do that. I'll definitely I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying. What's Kyle Cutton doing right now?
He is sitting near. He turned west in Des Moines on accident, so he's actually probably near. Let me find.
And the good news also with Iowa, guys, is it's a flat area. It's flatter up there, so we're not going to see problems with like road network. Definitely could be a little bit problematic, especially the further north in Iowa they go.
He is in Avoca right now. He's staging,
Avoca.
waiting for this to blow up to see what happens. I think that he should go north, definitely. But I don't think he's got my message on that yet. No, he hasn't got that message yet. I don't know what the cell coverage is like up there, so
Probably not good.
No.
To be straight honest with you, probably not good.
Yeah. And these showers and cells that are developing right now, the echo tops on these are not very high. They're only about 11,000 feet.
uh
I just looked at it. It's
how
only.
about with the update that just happened? Because that one that's northeast of Lyons right now, in between Ottawa and Lyons, is starting to look really thick. It's getting really dense.
Oh yeah, I see which one you're talking about. Yep. That update just came in. I'm about to re-examine the echo tops on this. Give me one.
Northwest Missouri. So we. Oh, sorry.
25 and 30, if I had to guess. I haven't pulled it up just yet. I'm looking at radar. I just didn't look.
Northwest Missouri, that's got a more conducive temperature point. We got a temperature of 86, but the dew point 63.
I'm getting 36,000 feet echo tops.
Let me take a look at that.
Yeah, I'm about.
Which radar are you guys looking at with this storm?
30,000 feet echo top with a 56 decibel core.
What radar though?
I am on the KOAX.
I'm getting 36 KFT.
I don't know why my thing's not loading up right. It's supposed to show
36 KFT on that one, and then about 30 KFT on the other one.
To get some pinks, and that probably got pea-sized hail. 62.
Yeah, I agree. Just I guess we're using the Omaha, Nebraska radar. Yeah, we're using Omaha. Okay, good.
Give me 1 sec. May have to reset the radar here in a sec if this thing's not gonna cooperate.
We're getting a lightning bolt already over there, southwest of Yankton. So
okay, there we go. My echo tops finally decided to work. Now I can probe it and see what we got. I'm getting 35, about 35. 35 is the highest one I'm seeing.
Yeah,
okay, that's moderate. Or lower.
Well, I mean, the reflectivity, I'm seeing almost 60 decibels. I see 58. Close.
Yeah, that storm over here.
Right at 60.
By Decatur.
Yeah, I just pinged the 60.6 decibel. So it's definitely trying to fire up. Like it's there.
It's trying. It's definitely trying. That's for sure.
Yeah. So
it is 437.
So if you guys live near the Decatur area along highways or State Highway 51, US Highway 75, this storm is near you, and I actually just got another update. But yeah, the storms are starting to fire up, or at least that one is.
Okay, so I-29. So I think we have to mention I-29 because this is gonna cross I-29. This is gonna cross into Iowa. So this is going from Nebraska to Iowa.
The storm is going to pass approximately 3 miles to the north of Decatur, and it is going to cross I-29 and move south, not even a mile of Whitting.
Yep, there's Whitting. It's got more of a northward jog to it, too. More of a northward jog.
Storm
we actually got a storm chaser that's over here.
I'm not seeing any rotation on it. Let me look at hail. Any hail with this? Well, I thought I had something. It's gone.
Okay. There were a few little pink splotches in it in the past few frames, but it's nothing significant yet. This is still very beginning stages. This is early cell development.
Yeah, maybe like a quarter of an inch hail, if that.
I'm gonna say like pea size.
Yeah, that's about what I'm seeing.
I'm gonna send something to you guys in the group chat here real quick in the elite chat. This is Kyle's location right now on the storms.
We want to keep him safe. The last time I was helping him with tracking this, he about put himself in a he put himself in a not a great scenario.
I mean, honestly, okay, so as much as I hate to say that what he did was a no-no, um, I'm going to say that coming from a chaser standpoint, when you're in the situation and if you've gotten yourself into that position and you can't get out, you might as well make the best of that position, and that's what he did. He got overtaken by the hook because he decided to go through the storm on the RFD side. He's still relatively new to storm chasing. He's only been doing this for 3 years. He's still learning. So he made a rookie mistake. He drove through the RFD and punched straight into the hook. The hook overtook him, and they photographed the funnel from the western side of the hook echo, which is
And we definitely need to keep an eye on Caden too, because I'm
dots.
a little bit on the concern side. Hold on a second, gotta mute myself.
But Kyle is just northeast of Omaha, east of Blair. I think he's more than likely going to try and get up to 29 and go north and follow it.
He needs to. But he's running out of time if he's going to do that because this storm's about to go past I-29 near Onawa.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to. These storms are moving really fast. They're not going to be slow moving supercells by any means. These are, I'm thinking, probably 50 miles an hour traveling speed.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be better off just to stay where he's at and wait for the line segment to develop, honestly. Like, it would be nice to have somebody on that, but if it's not worth catching up, why waste the gas to try?
Yeah, true.
But knowing Kyle, he's all or nothing, and I've got him pretty pumped up on this storm, so I'm going to see what he decides to do.
Yeah.
Starting to get a little knobby on that storm too, on the west southwest side of that cell, where the hail core is.
Yeah.
It's probably mesoing right now because of the shear right there. However, from what I was seeing in the earlier model scans, suggests that the shear is good in the upper three, like above 3 km, but below the 3 km, it kind of veers back in on itself right here. But once it, let's see, where is this right now? It's firing and going. Are you guys noticing the storm that's firing over by Carroll as well? I'm just not realizing that.
Carol, like, let me see.
It's over by,
Oh, yeah.
it's,
I
yeah,
see
you
it.
see what it's by 71?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back. What's
Look at
happening?
on the left side.
He's just checking over some storms that are firing, and honestly, I see potentially the dry line over there near Highway 81, near Yankton, Cretan. Do see some convection starting to develop out ahead of that, or right along that.
So the storm that passed through BC or Whitting is really starting to develop a I can't even speak. A hail core.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got one over here, and then one just to the northwest of Carroll trying to develop, and then one here to the west of Vermilion.
Okay, so really quick, you guys all know what supercells look like from photos and videos and stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're by themselves.
So to those of you who actually have not actually seen like storm versus radar reality, the area where the hail core is on that storm is going to be the mesocyclone updraft region, and the kind of heavy precipitation to the northeast of that, that's all anvil stuff. That's kind of like where you're anviling. That's your RFD. That's where all of your rain is going to be. The
Mm-hmm.
area that hail core is actually going to be a little bit more of a rain free in most, like, for sure.
And usually in the pink areas, when you see the reflectivity guys, those are going to be where you see the hail, where you could see the hail core.
Yep. Anything above 60 decibels can be classified as grapple or hail, I believe. That cell has the most density out of
Oh, we've had grapple. We had grapple actually last week.
that cell right there by Whitting has the most density out of all of the other cells so far, and it's only been alive for maybe 20 minutes, if that.
How far are we looking up into this storm? That's another thing we have to think about.
You're running radar scope, right?
I'm running Radar Omega.
Radar Omega. Do you have a distance tool?
Let me double check.
I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I don't as far as.
Don't have a distance tool on it. Let me pull up Radar Scope because I still have it. Had the base version, however, even with the base version, with the high version of the Radar Omega, it'll be helpful. So let me, yeah, you're exactly right. Get a good
beam height from the Omaha radar to the storm just east of Macy that is crossing 9 right now is 4,200 feet.
Okay, it's not terrible. Not terrible.
Looking at mid-level right here.
Yeah, we're looking at the mid levels.
This is like mesocyclone RFD area. When you get down to about 2,000, I would say 1,500 to 1,000 kilofeet. That's more like wall cloud funnel area.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just something to be mindful of.
Yeah.
As this moves away from the radar, we all know beam height will actually increase as it gets farther away from the radar.
Mark, do we have any like cameras we can take a look at, like from different areas? Maybe like from Sioux City, we can take a look like down at like the south, and we can see exactly what's going on. With that.
I can try to find some, but one thing you guys might want to look at too, not just the Sioux City, but also, or not just that storm that you were referencing, Nate, but if y'all look, there's also another cell trying to develop near Castana, near Onawa. It's two separate storms right now. And again, there's that storm near Carroll. That one's not even in the watch. So yeah, Storm Prediction Center. They need to act. Do what now?
What town did you say?
Castana and Onawa. There's two storms there, not just one.
Yeah.
And then again, there's that.
Kyle is going north on 59 in Harlan.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I see where he's at. Yeah, he has.
There's no way Caden is way up here, way up to the north. I don't think he went this far north. I think he's waiting for these storms to build to the south which that may take a little bit. I don't know.
Going to wait for the cells to congeal into a line. These are going to form in a line, and then they are going to congeal into a squall of embedded supercells, to my understanding. So I think that he's going to wait to use this squall out and come to him. Because as of right now, we're looking at the northeast chase option tile, but all in all, the whole of the large scale damage path is going to be in front of the Boeing line section, the squall line.
Yeah, and anytime, guys, we talk about lines of storms, that's when things get messy. Because if you start talking about tornadoes, you may not see them that well. This is developing. These storms are developing in peak heating. I feel like these storms developed just a tad bit earlier than what I thought, because I anticipate these storms to develop sometime between the 6 and 8 timeline. It's actually developing just an hour earlier.
Well, so far they have remained below severe limits. Now, are they strong storms? Yes, but they have remained below severe limits as of right now.
I do have lightning bolts on them, though. There's a couple of them that have lightning bolts on them.
Yeah.
Is the I have my lightning markers turned off. Is the one by Sloan pumping out some lightning?
Let me double check here.
Does like Mark was saying, it actually just did a split, and north portion I think is going to remain dominant. Look at the inflow that's formed. Look at the moisture that it's running into in front of it that's forming. I think all of these storms, they're firing off of the warm front and they're feeding off of the moisture that's ahead of the dry line. I think we're firing on the wet side of the dry line.
Yeah.
Explain what you mean by that.
So, like, the area behind the dry line, if you look at the model data, the area that's behind or to the west of, like, Omaha and Lincoln is an incredibly dry air, and the area that's to the east of that line is incredibly saturated, moist air. And when the warm air pushes up into that moisture, it's going to create really humid lift, and it's going to cause the humidity to congeal together and create cloud formations and supercells. And that's the easiest.
I still do think, though, as I'm looking at these dew points for Omaha, they're not as conducive for severe weather as, like, up here where this tornado watch is right now.
Yeah, but I still say they need to do something about that storm near Carroll, though, because, like, it's developing fast as well, and that's outside of the watch.
Are you talking about Lakeview?
Just really quick, I'm going to use my inspector tool here.
It's near Wall Lake and Lakeview. Yes.
I'm censoring myself. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're good.
Yeah. We got definitely. I'm calling this a thunder shower right now. Thunderstorm.
40,000. I got 40,000 feet on this storm.
That storm there by Auburn and Wall Lake.
Yep.
Okay. Look at the velocity.
I'm not seeing anything so far.
I'm not
working couplet. I'm looking at 98 miles per hour at what is the beam height?
42,000.
98 miles an hour at 8.7 kilofeet.
High res.
1,000 feet.
Base velocity. Storm relative. Yep. Storm relative's actually helping me out with that. Okay, I was actually using high res velocity, which ain't always the best.
Okay. So since you're bringing this up, I just want to point some things out because I'm all about education. And if he's on a live stream, I want to make people aware of how they can do this kind of stuff too, if they need to. When you use a composite product like composite reflectivity or storm relative velocity. It's showing you the scans from tilt 1, tilt 2, tilt 3, and tilt 4 all displayed over each other in one giant product to give you a full, it's almost like a 3D picture of the storm in a 2D image, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what you're seeing is if it's rotating on the storm relative velocity, then you are seeing deep mid-level rotation, upper-level rotation, more than likely, which would be associated with the mesocyclone and the rotating updraft core of the storm, which is a really good way of spotting supercells if you can't see rotation on the super res velocity.
Yeah, I don't like how it's showing like
always
90 miles an hour on the
Well,
velocity on the high res, but we are looking further up into the storm here.
yeah, so but if you guys live near the Lakeview area, the Wall Lake area, you guys are seeing it right now. But on Highway 70, US Highway 71, near the Auburn community, again, just make sure y'all aware it's not Auburn, Alabama. This is Auburn, as in Auburn, Iowa. But anyway, if you guys live in that area, this is a pretty strong storm, and it is in that environment where it's not going to take much for it to take off further.
Yeah, I'm curious why we don't have a tornado watch in that zone.
Yeah, Storm Prediction Center needs to possibly think about issue a watch, and they don't have a lot of time.
I'd rather than blanket the watches than just.
If I was the National Weather Service and I was going to issue a tornado watch, I would issue it from Sioux City to Sioux Falls, and then from Sioux Falls, Sioux Falls to about north of Mason City, Iowa, and then run it diagonally from Mason City through Humboldt, Fort Dodge, Lake City, and Carroll. Because these storms are firing right there on that warm front, and they're also being pushed by the warm front. They have a very strong northeast motion. These storms are going to go northeast, and they're going to stay going northeast. I could even send you guys kind of a rough picture real quick in the draft here. If I could just get this stupid thing to go away. Anywhere inside that blue area that I drew is really my area of concern right now.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I just don't know why we're having a tornado watch down up here in northeast Nebraska and southeast. Yeah, that area right there, I don't understand, and I agree with your circled area much more than I do with this. Yes, this storm, guys, over here. So if he can look at the Yankton storm, yes, it is developing. But it's going to run out of time because it's going to move into an environment that's a lot less favorable once it gets north of Sioux Falls.
So that cell that you called Mark, the one over there by.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize my mic unplugged.
That storm there by Sac City, Lake City, just north of Carroll, dude. We found basically at the.
What?
I think that's going to be the most severe potential storm because it's not being inhibited by any of the moisture. The storm that's firing over Carroll is going to really kill out the environment for the storms that are firing over by Mapleton once they get to that storm's been through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay. So question for you, Nate. What would be a scenario? Am I interrupting you?
Just let me finish this real quick.
All right.
So the storms that are going to fire on the eastern side of this cluster are going to be the stronger storms. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Okay. What is the scenario would people want to see less severe weather? Because we're going to see probably some severe weather. What would be the scenario would people want to see if less severe weather is the scenario? What would need to happen?
They would probably have to get in their cars and drive south or north. Sorry. Or actually, I don't even know at this point. You should probably drive west and get through this before it goes severe if you don't want to be in front of it.
I agree.
Especially that line segment that's forming over by Yankton, Norfolk, Columbus. That cell that's by Yankton there that you were talking about is at the tip of the triple point right there. So the whole line segment is going to form on the front that's on the left side of the triple point.
And
However,
hold on. Not mean to interrupt you, Nathan, but that storm over in Sac City, Wall Lake, it just went severe thunderstorm warned.
All right, cool. Are you on Addison House?
Well, with WSV3, I'll get them right away, and it just came in. Severe thunderstorm, they did put a tornado possible tag on it, so they were detecting what y'all were talking about with the rotation, but we do have our first severe thunderstorm warning of the day. It is for, let me get these counties correct, it is for Pontius, Sac, and Calhoun counties in west central Iowa and northwest Iowa.
It's time to pop over to ADMX, just so you know.
Yeah. So anyway, this storm is going to be heading near the Sac City and Yankton area, crossing Highway 20. That is U.S. Highway 20 in about 5 minutes. So if you live near the Highway 20 corridor in Iowa, between Sac City and Yankton, you need to be taking shelter. Also, if you live near the I'm trying to get some state roads here.
Jolie, Pomeroy, Fonda.
Yep. Pontius and the Highway 4 corridor, it's going to be crossing there. And the State Highway 7 corridor. Because this storm is the most impressive that it's formed. And it is showing some signs of possible rotation. Let me look at the base velocity on this. There is some rotation there, but we're looking so far high up in the storm that it's going to be hard to see it. I wish there was a radar. This is kind of in one of those radar dead zones. That's going to be the problem.
Yeah, this is going to go into one of those areas that are aggravating. One of those areas that's very aggravating. We always talk about it in severe weather in the South, is that Meridian, Mississippi area. That's an area that, my goodness, is hideous to weather people because you don't get good looks. And right now we are approaching that situation with this one because the way this storm's moving, guys. So basically, here's how this works. Each of those radar Dopplers, and I wanted to kind of educate this, they go up into the storm. The further they go, because the Earth is round. The Earth is round. So it continues to go up in altitude. When it gets up to a certain how much feet we're talking about, it goes into an area where meteorologists call it a radar dead zone or a bad radar coverage area. When it does that, it makes it even harder, especially when it gets to nightfall, on tracking these storms. What do I mean by this? Well, first of all,
you could demonstrate this on the stream right now. Go to the Des Moines, Iowa radar, and then you look towards the cell that's over Anthon, Danbury, Mapleton. You'll actually see a range folding on the velocity scan. You can actually show that on radar.
Yes, because, there's a lot of radars here, but it's going into this zone. When it gets up in here to northern Iowa, over here by Mason City and all that, or near Mason City, it's going to go into an area where we're kind of, I wouldn't say flying under the radar, but we're not going to have as good of a visual on it. In which I do think that
Wow.
what's going on?
Caden went home.
Caden's done. Oh, something happened.
Why did Caden go home?
I don't even know. He's about to miss something crazy.
I don't know. I mean, we need to start thinking about that. But yeah, that tornado possible tag, 1 inch in diameter. How fast is that storm going? I'm thinking 40, 50 miles an hour, maybe a little less.
Let me see here if I can.
Per the warning text, it's northeast at 55, 60 mile an hour wind gusts and quarter size.
Yep, 1 inch hail. I'm gonna look at the hail on this.
Storm motion is 55 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
quarter size hail, 60 mile an hour wind gusts.
Yes.
South of Lakeview.
Yes. And right now, we're not getting as good of a visual on that storm, unfortunately. Well, actually, let's try Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa would be a better look at it. We get a little bit better look at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Des Moines, and it's not really much better, if I'm being honest. But
it's just enough. I mean, it's just a little bit, but it's gonna go into one of those areas where meteorologists on TV, guys, and people who stream on YouTube, they don't like these areas. They don't like these areas because we can't relay as good of information to you. We can't just say, okay, it's definitely here or a tornado's here, unless you can't really confirm a tornado unless it's seen, really. I mean, you see it on radar, but, the best visual is actual seeing it with your own eyes. But yeah, this is going to go into a not so friendly area, and that's going to suck. So Caden went home. That's interesting. So we're minusing 1 storm chaser today. So now we're just down to Kyle.
So the area of interest right now, the rotation area seems in between Lakeview, Lake City, Sac City, Rockwell City, Fonda Manson, and then between Pocahontas and Humboldt.
Agreed.
And an update, like I said, on that fire threat in Texas, that's a dangerous scenario playing out in
storm right
West
now,
Texas.
it's pulling a fast one on us. It's actually doing a split right now. What's happening is it's cycling, and the front cell is actually going to die out and ingest into the cell that's forming behind it into a stronger supercell.
Yeah.
This is going to get absolutely insane.
So I would say I'd be watching Northern Iowa then over the next hour or so. Northern Iowa, because we're kind of moving up already. We're already past I-29.
Yeah.
These storms are
North
flying highway speed. Unless you are a trained weather spotter, a trained storm chaser, or anything like that, I'll say this right now. Let the trained people take care of this.
There's one thing that I like to bring up, and sorry, I had to message Kyle.
Oh, hold on. Not trying to. Well, I wasn't trying to. Yep, tornado warning down there in Texas.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys keep an eye on those storms, and then I will definitely take a look at this too, because this is developing into the cluster I was talking about earlier in the stream. This is developing into a cluster, not a.
I gotta stop you for a sec. Gotta stop you. This one might be confirmed tornado.
Might be confirmed. Okay, we got radar indicated. Let's see what we got here.
We've got
Let's
radar
check high
indicated,
res.
but I'm looking at the base velocity and
Oh, yep. I see what you're talking about.
Yep.
All right. Let's just start highlighting areas. If you're in Waco right now, you need to watch this storm. If you're in Temple right now, keep an eye on this. It should miss you to your north. If you're in Waco right now, you need to watch this storm. This is moving kind of more northeasterly, so this needs to be definitely watched pretty closely. Respect the polygon. I always am going to say that in the words of James Spann.
Yes, and this tornado warning is for Coryell County and north central Bell County. It is for a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado moving east at 30. This storm will be near Mother Hill State Park and McGregor. And this is the rotation right there. So if you are traveling along the State Highway 35 corridor from Gatesville near Temple, you need to be aware that a tornado, possible tornado, is heading in that general direction. And
that signature looks significant.
I just want to go and say this right now. This is not a situation where you stand on your front porch and wait to see the tornado. This thing is embedded with another cell, and it is going to be heavily rain-wrapped and possibly slinging hail at 100 miles an hour plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we seen that basically. We seen it basically with last week's storm in South Carolina. I actually saw a video and shared a video of a guy that was on his porch and was just watching the storm.
Pause. There actually might be 2 tornadoes on the ground right now.
Where's the second?
2.
Northwest of the main circulation. There's another circulation really starting to tighten up there too. It's got
I see. I see it. Oh, I see it.
Yep. Is it the same? Is this kind of like the same cluster as what we're talking about?
Cluster cell.
No. Well, yes and no, but these are embedded supercells. These are like they're in a line, but they're standing on their own.
Individual cells that are just running into each other, basically.
A nightmare scenario, to be honest, because this is messy stuff. You do not want to be outside.
No, like I said, if you live in the Gatesville area, traveling on 35 towards Temple State Road 35, you need to be in your safe place right now. And I'll be quite honest, this second rotation may be a little bit stronger than the original rotation that was warned in the first place. But we're watching.
How many frames can you play back?
I can go back about half hour. I'm gonna go all the way back.
Okay, dude, watch this rotation curve hard to the left in the storm.
Okay. Hey, Caden.
Yeah.
If you would like, can you keep an eye on those storms in the northern sector? Because we're kind of breaking, we're splitting up here, treating these tornado warnings down here in Texas first. So keep an eye on those storms for us in the northern sector, please.
Okay.
Name the severe warned storm by Dodge if you can.
Okay, so Texas 36. So we got Texas 36.
Tornado chaser reported one on the ground.
Where?
Which one?
The one in Texas.
All right. Okay, so we do have a tornado, but all right. So that's tornado on the ground, basically, right?
Yep. And where is this located?
Got a tornado on the ground.
I know in Texas, but like where in, what city? Did they say what city?
I'm assuming it's the one with the strongest rotation.
I know, but we need to know exactly where it is because we're kind of tracking 2 circulations. Although that second circulation,
I'm not even seeing a storm report. Like I have spotter network and.
Oh, there it goes. Hold on. Confirmed tornado was located near Fort Gates, or 8 miles south of Gatesville, moving northeast at 25. Damaging tornado and half-dollar size hail. Weather spotters confirmed this.
Okay.
Weather spotters are confirming it, so it's confirmed.
If it's already across the highway, that means it's about to cross over 84 and move into McGregor and Crawford. If you are in McGregor and Crawford, you need to be down underground.
Leon Junction, you're in this tornado warning.
You are northwest of Waco. You need to be underground. West of Waco, underground.
And I see, there it is, debris ball. I got it.
Got it. All right, we got a debris ball. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's see how high up in this debris ball is. Yep. Oh my goodness. All right.
So yeah, if you live on the state highway, if you live on State Highway 36 in between Fort Gates and heading towards Temple, if you know someone that is driving on State Highway 36, let them know that there is a tornado on the ground and doing damage. We have a debris ball that is confirming this. So if you know someone in that general direction, and yes, I see the other tornado warning that just got issued for Gatesville. I will get to that in a second. That one is just radar indicated. This one is actually on the ground. I'm a little more focused on this one on the ground.
And this is moving towards Waco. If you're in Waco right now, we need to get some cameras. Someone get us hooked up with some cameras from Waco, maybe from Baylor, because Baylor is in Waco, Texas. So we need to get a camera that's facing off to the west and potentially southwest. I need someone to get that for us.
Don't stand on your front porch with a cell phone.
Yeah, like I said, we've seen people stand in front of the porch with a cell phone, and the tornado comes across. I don't understand that. I do not understand that logic. You're putting your life in danger at that point.
I know that we have a tornado on the ground, but the Fort Dodge area, they just issued a tornado watch for the area that I highlighted earlier.
Okay, so we do have it. Yeah, about time. They're a little late in the game on that one. I'm not terribly too pleased with that. I get somewhat critical with some of these weather services sometimes.
I'm going to say that you probably have twins on the ground right now. They are right next to each other.
Double twins.
Within 2 miles of each other.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting debris signature right here.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think we do have a twin.
It's possible, but this is very interesting. All right, and I'm glad he actually put that warning there.
They're actually all rotating because of a surface vortex right there in that little notch behind the storms there.
Yeah, we've got to get people in this stream, because this is getting to be a very serious situation.
Everybody that's
this is moving towards the city of Waco. If you're in Waco right now, you need to be watching this.
Yeah.
If you're in the stream right now, share the stream right now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever. Share it. Get it out.
Yeah, because we've got two people watching right now, but I know we can get it more. And on top of that, we've got to get people in the know, because right now this is a very dangerous situation. And the thing is,
your weather group.
And the thing, I already did. And the thing is, with this tornado, it's behind the rain. What I mean by that is you're going to get the rain first, then you're going to see the tornado.
Yeah.
And that basically is like it's just raining and nothing going on. And then all of a sudden you get to see the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
If you were on the west side, you could definitely more than likely probably see the tornado if you were in the right spot, but you would also not be in any danger, and we wouldn't be warning you right now. So
exactly. Here's the thing.
And that's not to say that, you need to go out there. Let's not do that today.
The debris signature is fanning out just a little bit, so that tells me that the tornado may have lifted. However, that rotation is still very strong on that storm. So it may have just cycled out, and it may drop another one anytime. But the debris signature is fanning out. So that is a good sign.
I'm seeing a really interesting surge of moisture come out of the severe warning storm below that tornado warning storm, and it's ingesting into that hail core of the southern tornado warning storm.
Yeah, the next one to spawn a tornado may be coming out of that storm to the south of the confirmed tornado. That's where the next one's gonna come out of.
Good. It's still a little broad, but it's really nice gate to gate looking, at least first glance.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you live in the Fort Worth and Dallas area, you've got a line of strong to severe thunderstorms producing hail and damaging winds in excess of 60 to 70. In your general direction, I'm gonna do a full-on storm track on this line per se.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
We got, let's see, moving northeast at 35, so we're gonna draw a track from here to here.
I want to get as many cities as possible. So 35 miles an hour here. All right, so Wheatland, Benbrook, Edgecliff Village, Fort Worth.
In about 30 minutes.
Yeah. This is going to be going to Fort Worth here in 30 minutes or so. Expect some strong damaging winds.
Waco in about 25 minutes on the leaning edge, and then the tornado warning storm probably about another 45 minutes.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to pop out of here. I got to go to work. I'll be there until 7:30, but once I get off, I'll be right back in with you guys.
Sounds good. Caden, what's those storms doing up in the northern sector?
Caden?
I'll check.
That's not good.
That's not good because we need more people doing this, because if we're just both on these storms, we're not able to catch what's going on.
Yeah,
on the other side.
I just went back north just for a brief second to check it. Just that one severe thunderstorm warning right now.
Okay, just that one severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, this is a messy. This is not even QLCS. I call this a multi-cellular kind of cluster-ish. It's a messy scenario. If you're not a trained storm chaser or weather spotter, this is not the storm for you. And if I was you, I would actually be behind the storm. I want to be behind the storm instead of the head of the storm, because you're not going to see this tornado unless you're going behind the storm, because there's so much rain in this. I mean, this is a lot of rain falling very quickly. And the dew points are pretty significant. We get dew points right now close to 70, meaning there will be prolific rain producers, and they definitely are going to do that.
Yeah, that debris ball came in at about 5:12 about 10 minutes ago, and then since then it's just kind of flattened out, which, like I said, that's a good thing. That means
one thing I'm also noticing too, Mark, with those two tornado warning storms, there's a lot of lightning with this thing. A lot of lightning.
Yeah, and that means for those of you new that these are very strong storms, and we do have a tornado warning for Florence. In Florence, Texas, that just got issued. Although is
that the southern storm I was kind of watching? Is that the storm?
Yes.
Closer to Killeen and Temple.
Yes.
Yep. Oh yeah, I see it.
All right, let me look at base velocity, and oh my. Oh
wow. Yeah, that's a pretty good couplet right there. This is going to cross 195, Texas 195. It's going to be just north of downtown Florence, but don't even chance it.
Yeah, it's going to be north of downtown Florence, but so basically, if you're on State Highway 195, well, pretty much the tornado is going to be on top of you in the next 2 minutes, near the intersection of State Highway 138 and State Highway 195. About 3 to 4 miles north of the Florence, Texas community. basically just north of the downtown area. And let me get a storm track on this so we can see where it is headed. And it is headed towards the Salado community and the I-35 corridor near, looks like south of the Temple and Belton area. And it looks like it's going to be
Nightmare scenario for the evening rush. Nightmare scenario.
That tornado is going to be hitting the I-35 corridor on this track at about 6 o'clock p.m. Central.
Yeah, this is going towards another bigger town, not as big as Waco, but it's heading more towards Belton, potentially. Salado, potentially. Belton, Salado, I think it's somewhere between you guys is where that center is going to go, but anytime there's a tornado warning, you respect the polygon. The polygon has to be respected, and it needs monitoring. Let me take a quick look at those northern storms while you keep an eye on those storms.
They just issued another tornado warning in response to that Florence storm down there. Looks like it was located near Florence. Tornado and golf ball size hail. And
we got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings up here now. And then that storm over here to the south and east of Sioux City has a lot of lightning with it. So we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings up in the northern sector.
Okay. Keep an eye on that. Make sure neither one of them got tornado warned on me before I can get to them. But right now, that tornado warned storm that we were tracking that produced that tornado, we caught it on radar earlier. It is passing over the State Highway 36 corridor, heading off towards the Oglesby. Actually, should just pass just south of you, maybe just south of McGregor, the Hewitt community, and it will end up going into the south part of Waco. So Waco at about 6:10 to 6:15, especially on the southern end of Waco. So just as you were talking about, Nathan, with this storm, it is heading towards the Waco community. So good heads up, letting people know what's up with that. That was good heads up.
Absolutely, yes. Anyone at Baylor University? I'm gonna take a quick look at where Baylor University is in Waco. I believe it's on the northeast side or the southeast side, but let me double check. Anytime we talk about colleges, stuff like that. All right, Hewitt. There's Hewitt. Yeah, Baylor University basically is on the east side of Waco. And yeah, these tornado warning storms are moving in that direction. I'm curious why we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning already in effect for Waco.
Because it's not quite there. I mean, it is, but it's still a little bit out. So there is still a little bit of advance warning time we can give out. I mean, not much, but I mean, there is enough where, I mean, it doesn't. I'm not trying to say. There is.
I mean, this is a nasty storm over here south of Gatesville.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're along the I-35 corridor, basically from Georgetown, Texas, I'll say from Georgetown to Waco right now, this whole line is potentially producing in some shape or form tornadoes all along this line. If you live near the Waco community, all the way down through Temple, Salado, and just north of Georgetown, there are storms all along this line potentially producing tornadoes. And I do not like the way that storm is looking near Florence.
I was about to just say that storm over there by Florence.
That almost looks like it's got a tornado on it. The only thing I'm missing is CC, but even then, it's getting close. Like if this thing isn't dropping, it is very close to dropping.
Oh, it's close. It's close. Let's see the gate to gate. I want to see the gate to gate. All right, so we got 73. Yeah, 73 in the green, and then that's coupleted. Yeah, I'm starting to think. I'm seeing 80s now.
I just saw an 83. I just saw an 83.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I think we might have a tornado
84.8.
on the ground with that one.
84.8, and then the other side I'm seeing about 40. So yeah, this one, they need to go and confirm this. If you live along the State Highway 195 corridor, we don't have a debris signature, but we have enough evidence with the gate-to-gate shear that this thing is on the ground potentially and producing damage. So if you live along the State Highway 195 corridor, just north of Florence, this thing is on the ground.
Yeah, that's the nastiest signature I've seen this evening so far.
Yeah, and like I said, this thing's got to be. Well, a new scan just came in. Let's analyze it. Let's see. I mean, it was on. It was a good chance it was on the ground, and it may be lifting because it was there, and now not nearly as strong. But I do want to go back and relook at this.
These storms, by the way, guys, are pulsing. So they're quick pulsers. They'll pulse really quick, and then they'll come down as quick too, and then they'll just, it's kind of like up and down with these storms. Right now, these storms have the best potential to produce the tornadoes. But
would you agree with me that just north of Florence on State 195, we had a tornado there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely thinking so. This is moving towards Cedar Valley, probably in between Cedar Valley and Youngsport, honestly. You got the Stillhouse Hollow Lake there. This keeps going. I'm not sure if this is going to go into downtown Temple. I think it's going more towards like a Little River Academy, maybe just north of there, but don't take any chances. Okay, so if you're on I-14 between Nolanville and Belton, respect that polygon. Take your tornado safety precautions right now. Let's see here.
Because I still don't like the way that hook is going, and
it's hooked. I mean, it's heavily hooked. And also, one thing that he'll show you on his radar is whenever you see the brighter greens and the brighter colors pop up, that's actually is picking up the higher end rotation in this sense. Sometimes it depicts damaging winds. In this case, it's depicting higher end rotation.
Yeah, and it's still evident. Like it is still very much evident. Let me go back to let me check CC, see if I see. I mean, it's there. I mean, I would say it's there, but let me do a loop on CC and just check it from there.
I'm also watching these storms just north of San Antonio. They're beginning to go up. Yeah, let me check that storm. That's going to move into the tornado watch.
That debris signature, that could be a definite debris signature because it was following that. So I can almost say with certainty we have one. Like I say, it's just a lot of false debris signatures detected out here, but that one might have actually been true. And hold on, gate to gate shares. This update just came in.
We're at a borderline stance. I don't know if I could confirm that or not. If we get actual weather spotter trained, we will consider that confirmed. That's the only way I could consider it confirmed on radar, but sometimes it's a little irresponsible to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I picked up 2 radar signatures almost right on top of each other.
We got 4 severe thunderstorm warnings in the northern sector. We have 3 in Iowa, and then 1 way out there, over there towards Mitchell in South Dakota.
Okay. Just let me know if we're going. Let me know if any goes under a tornado warning, and we'll address those as need be.
That storm over there by Armor looks interesting. Let me check velocity on the radar scope. Oh gosh, it's in a bad radar area, so I can't see nothing from that.
That's almost why I'm not even on those storms right now, just for that reason. Because
the closest one we can see is right up there, just north of Lake City. But other than that, you can't really see those storms well. You can see these storms actually very well here in Texas. Yeah, I'm thinking that tornado's on the ground. I mean, from what I'm looking at on signature and just how they're coupleted like that,
It's very close if it's not.
It's very close if it's not. Exactly. Don't even take a chance on this. A little update from Dallas, Fort Worth. Fort Worth under a severe thunderstorm warning. Arlington, Texas under a severe thunderstorm warning. Irving, Ulysses, North Richland Hills, Keller, looks like Carrollton. So all of Fort Worth and about half of the city of Dallas.
All right, let's go on ahead and check in on that because I do have some friends that live near the Dallas community. So I will be breaking just for a second on those storms real quick. Now, unless radar confirms the tornadoes out there, I'll switch back. But for now, I'm going to break for just a second and go to
I'm identifying over here by, looks like Godly. Yeah, Godly, I think. It looks like we're getting wind gusts to about approaching 70 miles an hour. And that's moving on the south side of Fort Worth. Okay, that just weakened just a little bit, but on the south side of Fort Worth. I don't think it's going to get into Fort Worth proper. I think it's going to stay on the south side. AT&T Stadium and all the sports complexes, they're in Arlington. Maybe some festivities going on there this evening. I'm not too sure. We do have that. But this is approaching the I-45 corridor, 35 corridor. So kind of give you guys a heads up. So if you're in Tyler, Texas, if you are in College Station, if you're in areas like that, just monitor what's going on. Don't be scared. Being scared in event of severe weather is never good. It's never worth it. Being scared in an event of severe weather. You want to be prepared, not scared.
Okay, and some good news for the storm in Florence is I'm gonna double check this to make sure. Well, no, that rotation is still strong. It is.
We got a new severe thunderstorm warning just north of San Antonio. That storm that I was just watching. It's developing, and then we also have a storm of interest that actually could interrupt that rotation potentially for that storm going towards Belton.
That's what I was getting into because, and I was saying there's some good news for just north of Florence, but then I looked at the rotation. I was like, well, it's still there. That's still a pretty evident rotation. But I mean, there is potentially some good news for that in regards to these storms down here could kill it off. We'll see. I really need a way better radar. Oh, there's one right there. Sweet. Jump to that.
The Fort Hood radar would be the best one for those storms. Yeah, if you're over by Leander, Georgetown, Hunt Crossing, Weir, Wahlberg, I think you want to watch this storm. It's got actually some hail signatures in it, and it's moving off actually further, has more of a northward progression. That's why I think this storm will eventually merge into this TVS situation up here, south of Youngsport.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, that is the longest severe thunderstorm warning I've ever seen, especially lengthwise. In the Iowa, that is a long severe thunderstorm warning. It goes through like 3 counties. I mean, just okay. That's interesting. Yeah. Let's get back to the Dallas situation. Looks like we got local reports of pea-sized hail. The main thing in Dallas I'd be watching for is damaging straight line winds. I think that would be the main. Wouldn't you agree? That would be the main factor with those storms. Yeah. They may be some rotation. They look a little bit more linear, especially in the northern part of this line, or cluster as I would call it. So they look more linear the closer to Dallas you get. Yes.
Williamson County, confirmed tornado was located 7 miles northeast of Florence, 10 miles south of Harker Heights, moving east to 25. weather spotters confirmed tornado. So we were
All
right.
right.
We were right.
So we were definitely on the right track on that. That's good.
Yeah.
Good news, if you're in Belton, I'm not going to say you're in the clear, but this does have a more of a right turning motion. And anytime you get these storms going right turning, that actually strengthens the storm, usually. So if you're in Belton, I would watch this storm, I'd say, for about the next 20 to 25 minutes. Nolanville, I'm not going to say you're completely out of this. Harker Heights, you're good. Killeen, you're good from that storm. There may be other storms. You're under a severe thunderstorm, and you're not under a tornado one.
Yeah, Salado, though, is the town that's up next, and they are directly in the line of fire of this storm. And again, it is rain. Well, you might want to take a look at this. Look at the hook. This
don't look as rain wrapped. Yeah, this got a nice good hook on there. You need to draw that on so our viewers can see that. I'm drawing it too.
That other warning just went tornado warned. Let's see. A confirmed tornado is located 5 miles northwest of Florence. 10 miles, whatever. This tornado will cross I-35 near Salado soon. And again, weather spotters confirm this tornado. So yeah, what we were seeing, and I told you, I said this looks like it's on the ground. Couldn't really confirm it with debris, but it was there.
100%, I agree.
So
couldn't agree more.
If you live in the Salado area, you need to be taking shelter right now. This tornado will be crossing I-35 in the next 18 and a half minutes. So if you live in the Salado community, and this is really bad timing because 6 o'clock is when it's going to hit, rush hour traffic and all that. So if you are at work at Salado, Texas, you might want to just hang around and take shelter because you do not need to be out on the road right now. And then going further beyond that, if you live in the Little River Academy, you also need to be taking shelter. This storm will be near you in about 45 minutes if it holds together, which with what we're seeing with this rotation and what we're seeing with these storm reports that are coming in, I don't see any reasons to why it won't hold together.
Yeah, I think the environment ahead of this is very conducive for significant severe weather. If I had any good news to say, I do think once these storms get through Fort Worth and DFW area, I do think that's going to help out, especially in that area. There may be a little bit more storm development, but I do think the severe potential does go down to an extent for DFW area after the storms that are severe warned passes. Where our main concern right now is in between Waco and Austin. So that so let's be very frank on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this storm's right turning. If you look at the Salado storm, that storm's right turning. So it's moving more east instead of northeast.
Yeah, we may have to modify this just a little bit, just based off of what we're seeing, because oh yeah, and if you look at the reflectivity, like reflectivity is showing you there's a tornado right there. It's there. You don't even have to look at the base velocities. You can see it on reflectivity. That's about as clear of a supercell as you're going to get.
Yes, that's classic. That's the classic hook echoes we see when we start talking about bigger tornadoes. That storm right over Cedar Valley right now. Looks like this storm's got a little bit of a slowdown to it. It says 22 miles an hour on mine. Oh yeah. That picked up again over there by Cedar Valley. Let's take a look at the gate. Yeah, we got a 62 over a 90. So yeah, this is definitely a tornado. This is definitely a tornado, for sure. I mean, but I don't understand why the correlation coefficient is not identifying that.
It
Interesting.
may not be a tornado. It may just be very strong winds.
Could be, but that hook's nasty. And then these other storms, we can go back up here to this storm approaching the Waco area. And this is the storm that I am watching currently to see what happens. It's a lot more messier of a storm. It's not your classic hook echo storm. In fact, if I had to say anything about this storm, I think the damaging wind potential is going up with this one. And we got a severe thunderstorm warning. Yep, good. Severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for the city of Waco. 1.5 inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds possible. Locally higher is a possibility. So ping pong ball size hail is nothing to play around with. And 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts with that storm moving towards Waco. That will expire in 60 minutes. So these storms are actually a little slower. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got some like flash flooding. But let's get back to that storm. Yeah, that storm over there by Cedar Valley. I mean, that's a classic signature. I think that's on the ground.
Weather spotters had confirmed it was on the ground. And
yes, and a tornado warning says it's an observed tornado warning. So it is a observed. It's on the ground, treated as such. Let's take a look at what the city streets we got here, or the streets. Cedar Valley Road. Cedar Valley Road. What's this one? Won't let me identify that street name right there. But out ahead of this, Mission Trail, Creekview Drive, Wells Lane, Triangle Road, Cheyenne Pass. There's not a whole lot in front of this yet until it gets over here to the Salado area. Salado, you got a lot of stuff here in Salado. So that's my main concern with this.
Yeah.
That might be the reason why it's not we're not seeing as much debris, because it's not over a populated area at all, I would think. Because I'm not seeing many roads.
It's not, but the thing is, like I said, it's on the ground and it's moving. It's got to be.
And typically, guys, what will happen with hooks is sooner or later they'll actually tuck in. They'll tuck in with the storm, and
this one might be on the verge.
Cycling.
This one might be on the verge of doing that because it may be trying to tuck in. But I really can't. The problem is we say that and like
I've seen the beginning process of it. I do agree with you on that. Let me see here. Yeah, I see a beginning of the process of it trying to tuck, or it could get more dangerous. One thing we would want to hope for is if you look off to the southwest of this storm. You see how there's a lot of storms that are kind of congealing more? That might help if these storms catch up with that hook echo.
Yeah, but here's the problem. That hook echo is only minutes away from Salado anyway. So it will probably be too late for them. Because that's only minutes away, and it is like the base velocities on this are still high.
Yeah, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning to the south of that storm now.
Okay.
Let me do an update what's going on with the northern storms, because we need to keep an eye on that, because I think that's our nighttime. That's our nighttime situation. If you're in Kansas City right now, next couple hours you're okay. And we got large.
Salado, Texas. I am telling you right now, you need to be in your safe spot. I am seeing incoming velocities of almost 100 miles an hour, outgoing about 75 to 80 miles an hour.
That would be like a size of like an EF3, EF4.
Okay, new scan, incoming 108, outgoing 94.
Okay, so we're probably gonna start. I would say they're gonna say considerable.
They're gonna have to, like I said, if you live in the Salado community, you need to be in your safe spot, literally like right now. And by the way, that tuck in that we thought was happening, it's not really tucking in anymore. It's on the
Okay.
ground. It's on the ground. I mean, look at the storm relative velocity. That enough should tell you it's on the ground. It's producing damage. Gate to gate shear on this. Easy. Let's see. Gate to gate shear. 80 to 90 knots on this, so like it's easily on the ground at this point. Like there's no getting around it. Let me go back to storm relative velocity. A little bit. Well, actually, no. I was gonna say a little bit weaker, but not really. 170.
That's the only tornado warning in town, by the way, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and okay. Well, that one was just a bad radar scan because the damn radar screwed up on me there. But
So listen to me if you guys are hearing me and you're in this area. You're in between, I would say, Belton and in between about Prairie Dell or Gerald. We'll do Gerald. You need to be off the road. Off the road. This is going to come across. It's going to cross I-35 within minutes.
an update. They just did one 5 minutes ago. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 10 miles southwest of Salado, moving east at 30. It will cross I-35 near Salado. In the path of the tornado, seek shelter now. This is a particularly dangerous situation.
Which is one step lower, guys, from the tornado emergencies that you see.
I was going to say, at this rate, I mean, it might be trying to tuck in now on this latest scan, but either way, let me look at storm relative velocity, see what we got.
I mean, tornadoes just don't disappear, guys, and disappear when they tuck in. It kind of go through a process of cycling.
Yeah. So, Salado, we need you in your safe place right now. Let me see if I can jump back to, there we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so this is where it's at now. And I'm ignoring that arrow because that arrow is a little bit ahead of the storm. This is about where it's at now. So, in about...
We may be getting something what we call a donut hole developing, where it's tucking in, and then we get this little donut where there's not much not much rain, which that tells me that could be where the tornado's trying to be, somewhere in there.
Well, we're
all right. Yep, we still got the echo. I mean, we still got the hook. It's clear. It's definitely clear for sure. A Salado, Summers Mill, Little River Academy, Heidenheimer, Temple. Right now, I do think we get a tornado warning potentially for you, but I do think you're going to be more on the hail side of this.
Yeah.
But watch this. This needs to be watched. Belton, you're not going to see anything. You're not even going to see anything. I mean, if the rain's coming down so hard in Belton, you're not seeing anything.
Yeah, it might be in that process of doing a donut shape because I'm picking up a lot of DBZs near that donut. That tells me that is a very strong tornado right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, if you live in the Salado community, you have a tornado heading straight towards you. I don't know why this thing is not the storm. Well, I think just hitting the radar angle wrong. And okay, let me see if we can pick one up from here.
See here, an update basically. Here's the update for you guys in the northern sector. Northern sector, all severe thunderstorm warnings, main risks right now. Now, this means there are some rotation with these storms in the upper level and mid level, but nothing too significant so far. So, in the northern sector, here in Iowa, northern Iowa especially, I would say damaging winds and hail is going to be your biggest threat for right now. We'll have to watch how this goes. Sometimes the low-level jet likes to kick in closer to sunset.
All right, so I got storm relative velocity back. Let's see. 106 mile an hour incoming and about 80 mile an hour outgoing. So it's there.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh,
there.
yeah, definitely there.
It's going to be very, very close to Salado. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get what county this is so I can get some street levels.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I'll get some street names
Bell.
for you.
That's all I needed. Bell. Come on. Manage roads. Texas.
North Main Street. North
Downloading now.
Stagecoach Road. We got a couple of things. We got a museum in College Park. We got a restaurant called The Shed. We got the Salado Creek. We get the Salado Eagle Field. Looks like a potential horse racing track. Thomas Arnold Road. I mean, if you're at Salado right now, it's raining so hard you're not going to see anything. You're not. It may even be hailing. Storm in Iowa about to go tornado warned. Okay. And which one is he talking about in particular?
Yeah,
he's talking about the one in Fondola and Pocahontas. All right, let me go take a look at that while you're. Yeah, because this is about to be a double pronged situation.
We need to get more people in on this call.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to. It's not like
I know you
people like being so stubborn.
Like right now, this is not the time to we can't be playing around with this.
No, I just don't understand why we're not getting more help. This is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. We need to get more help with this because we're going to get into a situation. I think this is going to be double pronged. I think that southern one looks like overperforming a little bit, to be honest. And this northern one remains to be seen.
Well, we're still a little early. It's only 6 o'clock. Don't count that out yet.
Yeah, I just said remains to be seen. I don't know what that. I'm not saying don't discount it. I'm just saying it remains to be seen.
Yeah, I got
what is happening. We are beginning to get that line trying to form in building south, but let's just see exactly what this tornado. Oh my goodness, I can't get good signatures up here.
Hey, 5:55. The tornado warning remains in effect for Bell County. A confirmed large, extremely dangerous tornado was located near Salado, and we're tracking it, moving east at 30. It's about to cross I-35 and is heading towards Salado. Seek shelter now. Again, damaging tornado, PDS situation, considerable damage threat. Which honestly, you could honestly upgrade that to. I mean, it's gonna be close.
It's borderlining that tornado emergency, which is the last card that they play. That storm over here.
This is gonna be very close. Like, Like, I'm talking about location-wise, this is going to be very close to the direct town of Salado. Let's see here. Right now, it is... this is going to be close.
Yeah, we definitely got a little bit of the signature over there by Pomeroy.
Okay, it looks like this tornado is trying to turn on a northerly component, and if that's the case, it's going to pass just to the north of downtown Salado. But again, I mean, it's going to be close. Okay, latest new radar update coming in. It's still tracking to the west of it. Storm relative velocity, and radar wants to screw with me, so it's not giving me the best look on it.
Yeah, we're not getting good looks. I'm sorry, guys. We're not getting good looks up here in northern Iowa, except maybe this Pomeroy storm. Yeah, that Pomeroy storm's got the best chance to going tornado warned. These other storms over here, once this gets into northern Iowa, like I said, it's going to go into an area where it's somewhat far away for us to track. By the way, that tornado watch has been expanded now to include Fort Dodge, include Mason City, Forest City, and now southern Minnesota is now included in that tornado watch. So basically that warm front is advancing further to the north. Is it going to make it to St. Paul, Minneapolis? I don't know. Just don't know yet. We got to go back to this storm in Salado. This is the most important one right now. Most important one right now. Because we're going to get to a point where we're not able to track all these. If it's just me and you, there's no way we're going to be able to get to all these.
Yeah. Now, the good news for folks in the Salado area, it looks like that storm may have taken a more northern component, and it's possible that the rotation may have weakened just enough, but it is still way too close. But it has taken a more northerly step within the past few minutes. So the downtown Salado area may have been spared. I want to see another scan or two, though, before I say for sure. But it may pass along the I-35 corridor just to the north of Salado. Belton, as far as you're concerned, I'm not writing them off yet. As far as them being safe, I'm not writing them off yet.
Darren just told me tornado warning. Yeah, we got our first tornado warning from that storm in Pomeroy. I said that would happen. The tornado warning, we got a tornado warning for Pomeroy. Funnel cloud was spotted with this storm, and it's racing off to the north, kind of northeast, and it is racing highway speed. I mean, it is racing.
Okay, but right now, keep an eye on that storm, and I'm gonna jump back to.
Yeah, you need to stay on that storm down there, because if you don't, that's going to be kind of irresponsible to just drop coverage of that storm with it being that strong and that severe.
Now, I will say, like I said, it's hard to tell on this storm, but it may be in the weakening phase to where I can't say for sure, but let me check base velocity. If I can get a good velocity out, that'd be nice.
After that, I'm going to give a quick update on DFW, because it is a...
now, again, Salado, I'm not saying you're off the hook, but it is looking better and better for at least the downtown area. It is taking more of a northerly jump over the past just few minutes, which is good news. And we are still checking it to be sure, but right now the rotation is about right here, downtown Salado right in here, and it is taking more of a northerly component. Now that is good news for you Belton, that is not necessarily good news for you. So we are still tracking this, and let me jump out the storm velocity real quick. Like I said, the rotation does not look nearly as pronounced as it did, say, 5 minutes ago. Well, 10 minutes ago or even 5 minutes ago. And that's not to say that it still can't produce something, but it doesn't look as pronounced.
By the way, Mark, I am trying to get Darren in here.
Okay.
So he can help us out. He's probably going to be more tailored to those storms in Iowa because he's lived up over there before, so he knows what that's expected.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see here.
All right, so it looks like... Okay, so yeah, it looks like that storm did take a northern jump. Potentially. Because, yeah, the signature that it detected is now west of Salado, and it's moving off to the northeast. Nathan, honestly, you said Belton was off the hook a few minutes ago. I think you were
Maybe I ruled it out a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you were a little quick to write him off.
A little quick. My apologies.
You're good. Like I said, we didn't think it was going to take that northern jump, too. That's the problem. With these supercells, it can take that jump at any time, and it did.
They're supercells, but they are definitely different than the one up there. The ones up there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm gonna check the rest of the line in Texas, make sure I don't see anything worth noting, and mainly just severe thunderstorm line right now. I'm gonna jump back to the one in Salado, and I think they just updated that as a matter of fact. So let me get a storm relative velocity, and honestly, I think they're actually looking at the northern component too, because that track just changed a ton. A tornado was located near Harker Heights, moving north at 30. It will cross FM 2484 west of Salado. So yes, this tornado did jump.
Let's see here. Salado. That signature don't look as significant.
It's
the most significant.
It's still there though. Like probe it out. Probe at it.
Up here by Union Grove, yes. Up by Union Grove, yes. Yep, I'm getting a 90. I'm getting a 90 there. Seems I think the tornado is smaller.
And
I'm gonna say that.
Well, and it looks like it may have actually just lifted. As well, you may have actually been right, because the latest scan to come in, the rotation is dissipating.
Oh yeah. Man, that is a blessing for Salado.
Yeah, Salado.
That's a blessing.
Salado basically dodged a major bullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That one was gonna go right for it. So a couple updates. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro, we are not talking about tornadic storms. Let's see here. Yeah, mainly a damaging wind threat. Mainly just a damaging wind threat. Doesn't look as significant as it did earlier, too. Let's take a look at velocity. Looks like the strongest winds are about to go through Arlington. And we're getting gusts to about 55, 60. So borderline severe. So Arlington, Grand Prairie, Ulysses, Irving, eventually Dallas. But I agree with you. We're not getting much help in this. This is kind of I don't appreciate this at all. Do we have Darren even invited into this?
I'm not even sure. I sent it out on the master weather thing.
Let me invite Darren.
Yeah, that rotation is pretty much gone. So for the time being, I'm gonna step out of the Thunderstorm, because like I said, I don't see it affecting life or property at this point.
And honestly, if we had to think about right now, this looks more like a linear. It looks more linear than it did earlier. That the system up to the north in the northern sector, that one looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm about to jump back on the northern sector and make sure that we're not missing anything up here.
We got one tornado warning there. I'm about to take a look at it.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do real quick. Let me switch radars. Let me find me a good radar. Des Moines, that'll work, I guess.
Brand new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to include Denton, Texas, Corinth, Texas, Little Elm, Texas, stuff like that. So Denton, Corinth, Little Elm, Sanger. They're doing a little bit northern progression, and we'll see exactly how that goes. But after those storms that get through Fort Worth and Dallas, we shouldn't be doing this all night.
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing this all night down there. Now we do have a tornado warning we need to talk about, and I was talking about it a few minutes ago. It is going to be the Pomeroy storm. It's now north and east of Pomeroy. We're not getting the best look at this because we're getting further and further out. It does got a signature, and it does look somewhat significant, but the problem, guys, is it looks a little more pixelated.
Yeah. So we're not going to be able to tell if...
I'm not confirming this. There's no way I'm going to be able to confirm this.
I can't confirm it either. I'm looking at every radar that I got, and granted, it's very strong rotation. But as you said, we're away from the radar where we can't see it. So basically, I'm just going to do this. If you live near the Palmer community, if you live near Gilmore City, trying to get some...
Rutland, Bradgate, Unique, Pioneer.
Humboldt, the Highway 169, US 169 corridor.
Iowa 3.
Okay. And that's a state that's a state highway 3.
Yeah, I just call it by its state. Iowa 15 going towards Rolfe. You're in Iowa 15. Let's see here. Yeah, I can't even confirm that. That's getting more scrambled. That's kind of aggravating too.
It is.
I don't understand why the National Weather Service doesn't get upgrade. I mean, we need a radar site in northern Iowa, and we don't have one. I don't think the problem is when these storms get into this area, we're not going to be able to see it from Sioux Falls. We're not going to be able to see it from Minneapolis. We're definitely not going to be able to see it from over there in La Crosse. We're definitely not going to be able to see it from Des Moines. So it's kind of hard. Update for the Kansas City Metro, because like I said, I have some people that are on the page that have asked me questions about Kansas City. Right now, nothing right now. You're okay. Just some strong winds. Might get a little bit, definitely windy, but nothing yet. And actually, that's good news. The longer that we don't see storms tonight in Kansas City, the more that we start thinking about a damaging wind risk than a tornado risk. That's my opinion right now for Kansas City.
This side cups. This side plates.
What's up, man?
This side pans.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I just got home.
All right, Darren. We got one tornado warning storm. This is in a bad radar area, so we kind of need your help on kind of getting to know the geography of this area.
Oh, yeah. Gilmore
Up here
City.
by Fort Dodge.
Okay, Fort Dodge.
Ain't that a flat area? I'm pretty sure it's pretty flat up here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But
Yeah.
it's a bad radar coverage area. Really bad.
Yeah,
We just got a brand new severe thunderstorm watch. Interesting. Very interesting, actually. Goes all the way into the marginal risk. It includes the entire city of Minneapolis. Minneapolis, you're now under a severe thunderstorm watch.
It's for that dry line that's still sitting back there in South Dakota, and it's about to head into Minnesota.
Yes, and the primary risk with this one is not as much tornado. Yeah, the tornado is only 20% on the probabilities, which still is non-zero, but it's there. The biggest risk is actually hail because there's actually a little bit more colder air aloft up here in Minneapolis.
So we no longer have any tornado warnings for the Fort Worth, for Texas right now. So my focus is now on the north sector.
Yep, definitely need to keep an eye on the northern sector. Just bad radar coverage, man. And I mean, the further north we go with this, the more we get into bad radar coverage.
Now, at the very least, you're looking at 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. With this storm's pretty powerful. Going towards Gilmore City. Or in Gilmore City.
The CC, like I said, we're way too high up, so it's going to be hard to see if there's anything there. I mean, I'm not confirming anything on this one.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to confirm something that has. I'm pretty sure we're looking up like 6,000 feet into this storm now. At least 5,000 to 6,000 feet.
Yeah.
So, Darren, why don't they put a radar area, a radar base up in northern Iowa?
Yeah, you got Sioux Falls radar, and you got Omaha, and you got Des Moines in between.
But we're right now in that radar hole.
You want to go with the Des Moines radar with that tornado warning right now. And by the way, the new scan that just came out is pretty powerful. There's a hook on there, and I think this is probably the strongest. I got 88 to negative 28. Yeah, there's probably that's
we're beginning to see the beginning formation of that squall line. I'm starting to see a line that's forming south of this tornado watch.
Yeah.
Which would actually, like I said, I know damaging winds is still bad, but however, would you rather get damaging winds of 60, 70 miles an hour, or would you rather have a tornado? I would rather have the damaging winds.
Very true. But I do see what, Darren, I do see what you're talking about, because I am able to get storm relative velocities. Now, one thing we got to remember, though, again, we are looking really high up, so it is going to be hard. Like I said, I'm still not confirming anything.
Yeah, let me see how far up this is, by the way, Mark. I wanna take a look at that. Let me check radar scope, because some stuff in radar scope looks like those storms are beginning to, I wouldn't say fizzle out in Texas, but they're not being as big of a concern. Let's check that storm right here.
Well,
So we're looking at this storm.
That just got interesting. Hold on.
We're looking at this storm from about 6,000 feet, about 6,500 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sioux Falls is showing it too.
Yeah, there is some strong thunderstorms out near the Mississippi Delta once again. Two special weather statements just popped up out of nowhere. I'm checking those out real quick. Make sure.
All right.
That we're not missing anything out there, but that could be our next focal point.
Yeah, we talked about this like middle sector, and we're kind of questioning
Tornado.
What?
Tornado.
On live feed. On
Tornado on live feed. Is that the one is that the one in Iowa?
Yep. Chris C. Nelson, meteorologist. I just shared it on my feed. It's on the ground right now.
Share that to the page. Share that to the page. Share that to the page. Absolutely.
Okay. I just did it. I'm sending it to all three. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's a large tornado on the ground. Oh my God, it's huge.
Oh, it's big. All right. So we got a pretty big tornado on the ground with that storm.
I had a feeling, because like even when we're looking high up, we're still seeing like really high rotation values, and actually I may even be seeing higher. Let me check.
It's scrambling more. By the way,
I'll share it with the page too. On the page,
the radar's scrambling.
It might be scrambling, but I'm seeing enough of it to see that. Okay, let me check CC, see if I'm seeing any. All right, but yeah, if we're seeing a confirmed tornado on the ground, this is near Gilmore City. It will be moving off to the northeast. Okay, yep, perfect. I'll be moving off to the northeast near Bradgate. Bold, even though you're all right, I'm gonna call out some cities that are not under a tornado warning, but bear with me. Bradgate, Rutland, Bode, Livermore, Louvernaire, and Corwin, Wesley, and Britt. If
I would watch Algona. I would watch Algona too.
Yeah, Algona. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground. Surprised National Weather Service isn't confirming this. Isn't going confirmed on this, but they probably will in a couple minutes. But we got a confirmed tornado by one of the guys in chat via storm by a feed that he's watching near Gilmore City right now. So if you're in the path of this storm, you need to be taking shelter immediately.
Let's talk about exactly the tornado safety we talk about. So first of all, a mobile home is not a good idea. Let's not be in a mobile home, guys. Let's be at all costs. I would not be in a mobile home at all costs. If you are in if you're in a house or an apartment, go to the centermost room Go to the centermost room in your place, first of all. Then also, I like to wear a helmet. It protects you from debris, head trauma. It's one of the leading causes of death from tornadoes, being hitting houses or homes. And then also, we need to think about if you're driving, don't go under an underpass. That wind accelerates under the underpass. Go to a rest stop. Go to a restaurant. Go to something like on the end of that. Also, one more thing about that. Centermost room or a basement. And have the mattress over you. I often put the mattress over me because it protects me. You want as many walls between you and the storm. Back to Mark.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good. But like I said, basically what he said, and right now in this situation, with this being a confirmed tornado, and even though we're looking high up, and it is getting pixelated, But the thing is, we're still seeing a.
Oh yeah, I see the signature. It's right over Gilmore
And,
City.
all right, National Weather Service just issued a tornado, particularly dangerous situation. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 8 miles east of Ponchos, moving northeast at 35. Weather spotters have confirmed this.
And you're not outrunning this storm either.
No.
I mean, that's out of the question at this point. These storms are moving, I would say, somewhere between 55 and 70 miles an hour, honestly. These storms are racing up to the north and to the east. So that right there in itself, you don't want to mess with this.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's gonna be going right over Gilmore City. It looks like.
It already is.
What is the geography out there? Is there like a lot of homes out there, Darren?
It's all farms.
Farms. And we just got an extension to that tornado warning. Extension to the tornado warning to include Livermore, Luverne, St. Joseph, Ottoson.
That was the warning I was just referencing.
Yeah, okay. And then Algona, you're right on the edge of it.
Yep. Which is a good thing because Algona's a pretty populated city. Gilmore City's not that. I mean, yeah, Humboldt to the east is pretty big too, but Gilmore City is I'd say about maybe 1,000 or 2,000 populated if I remember right.
So I got Ponchos County. I'm about to. All right, this is in Iowa. Give me 1 second. Ponchos County. What's the other two?
Ponchos County.
Yeah, and then there were two
another
others.
county.
Which one?
Kossuth and Humboldt.
By the way, a little update for a metropolitan or a more bigger city area for Sioux Falls. You got some strong thunderstorms rolling through right now. Mainly some winds upwards of 60 miles an hour, and then also some hail. I'm watching that storm off to the west of you. It looks mean.
This ain't good right now. I'm just looking at the velocities on this last scan that just came across. That's right about to hit Gilmore City. I'm talking like 1.5 miles to the southwest. We're talking 67 to negative 38, which is about what it was before.
I hate to tell you this, but I think I got you beat. I got 57 to 85.
Yeah, that's not good.
And it is literally about to be right over Gilmore City. Like I've got the street level. That's why I was asking y'all for. That's why I was asking y'all for the county names, because I've got the road. I've got the street level roads. You can't get them labeled, but it's not a very big town. But here's the problem: that rotation on that path, it is heading right over downtown Gilmore City.
422.
And another thing to think about is this don't look like your classic supercell thunderstorm. I mean, it looks messy. It looks like you're not going to be able to just go outside. Typically, people think all tornadoes and all supercell thunderstorms are the same, and you can just look outside and see it. You're likely not going to see this one.
Nope, it's in the rain. That's why. Oh,
you're likely not. Yeah, you're definitely not going to see this one. Yeah,
well, there's good news. The velocities just went down right before town by a large part, 44 to negative 25.
That's still quite high.
Wrong. I got 92 to 43.
Okay, let's. What radar are you using? Or what terminal?
You mean? Well, what radar site? This is coming out of. This is coming out of Des Moines, and the fact that I'm seeing this,
I'm seeing double 60. I'm seeing double 60. So 120 on the gate to gate for me.
Oh, I'm not even looking at gate to gate. Let me look at gate to gate.
Yeah, I'm looking at gate to gate.
I'm not seeing strong gate to gate, but the fact of the matter is, I mean, either way.
Oh, look at the coefficient or correlation coefficient. It
Let's
just
see if
kind of got a
there's
little
any
dark.
debris.
It just got a
That debris looks scrambled.
yeah over
It's
Gilmore City.
It's
I
right
think I
over
think
Gilmore City.
I think it's too scrambled, and it's out of place. It's out of place.
Okay.
Like, because with the debris signature, it has to match up with the velocity scan, and the velocity is still about a mile or two west of the city, and the debris
Yeah.
signature that y'all are looking at is over the city. It doesn't
Oof.
match. So
It just
that's
really
I
went
agree.
downhill.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, that signature. So we're gonna go straight dead in. It's about to cross Iowa 3. It's about to cross Iowa 3, which is East Iowa Avenue, and then Arizona Avenue. Yeah, Arizona Avenue. Okay.
this one might this well. Okay, good news. Velocity did go down for me on this too.
A little bit. Yep, I
six-
see it. I see it too.
61 and 22.
I got 42 and about 33. 42,
Okay.
33.
New update. I got 4. Oh, well, if I can get my mouse back, that'd be nice. There it goes. I got 40. Oh, dang nabbit! Give me my mouse back. Jeez. Anyway, I got 48 and 10. So, yeah. Good chance that this tornado may have. Well, I don't know.
I think it's either barely on the ground or it's lifting. All the storm chasers are way to the south. They can't even. They're not really in the best, especially with the rain. It's going to be rain wrapped.
And this is an area under a tornado watch, which means conditions are favorable for tornado watches. Quick update for you guys. So as they're tracking that tornado on the ground, I just kind of like generalizing the whole event a little bit. We are starting to see the beginning formation of that potential line over by David City to the west of Omaha. And they're racing off to the north and east as well. Kansas City, this will probably be your event over what's over in Kansas right now. It's not forming much yet, but the low-level jet, which is it usually sometimes storms enhance themselves. They really get going more when it comes to the man, I blanked out. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so it looks like the tornado may have passed just to the east of Gilmore City. I'm looking at the rotation. We did get a tornado. We did get a tornado report from there, and I think it was from that thing that y'all were talking about. 4 miles southwest of Gilmore City. Law enforcement 2 miles north of C49 and N65. So, yeah, that would be right about there where they have it, and that was just southwest of Gilmore City. And
I don't know how anyone is seeing this. I mean, I'm looking at this velocity, and it's dead square, pretty much in the rain. It's in the rain.
Yeah, it may have passed just to the south and maybe passed just to the east of Gilmore City. It was very close. Like, there may be some people that live on the east side of Gilmore City that have Gilmore City addresses, but either way, the rotation looks like it might have just missed the downtown area.
And so you guys know, in this area that's getting these storms now, we have more storms. We just got a severe thunderstorm warning along that line that I just talked about. We have a line that has to come through to finish all this out.
Yeah. And by the way, if you live in the town of Rutland, which is, again, not a very populated town, but it's a town
Not at all.
nonetheless. It's still a town nonetheless, so we got to treat it with respect. Rutland, you are about to get in this tornadic situation now, and that rotation's still strong, so...
And Humboldt, I know you're not in the warning, but this is way too close to call.
It's going to pass just to the northwest of them, but again, it is too close to call. why weren't they? I mean, I feel like they could have extended that warning a little bit towards Humboldt. At least got them in
Yeah,
the
because if
warning.
that thing turns east, it's going towards Humboldt.
Exactly. I mean, it's about to pass highway or US Highway 169 right now.
Man, there's a lot of lightning in this. A lot of lightning in this. Can you see how many lightning strikes that are in this storm?
The tornado's on the ground right now. I see a video from Iowa Storm Chasing Network. And they're live right now.
Is it on the ground or no?
It's on the ground, yeah.
Okay, that's what
I'll
I
show you.
thought.
I'll
Yeah.
screenshot it to you.
No, you're
Actually,
good.
I'll send you the.
Well, I was gonna say you don't have to. Like, I was wondering if it was still on the ground because I was still looking at these velocities, and we're still looking really high up. That's one thing you gotta look at. We're still looking really, really high up.
And we're getting higher. We're getting higher.
Yeah. So the fact that we're still seeing these velocities higher up, that usually tells me that that it's there, right? And yeah,
I'll share it too.
Okay. If there are any storm chasers around, they need to be heading near Rutland if they're trying to catch this tornado.
This is now about 7,000 feet up in the air now. 7,000 feet the radar's beaming at.
And we're still able to pretty much see it.
Yeah, so that tells me it's a large tornado or a damaging tornado. Doesn't have to be large to be damaging. It could be a smaller tornado to be damaging.
I'm about to say that was kind of a misinterpretation there. But
I
yeah.
understand.
Rutland though, like I said, it is a very tiny town, but it's literally about to go right over the heart of Rutland right now.
Oh yes, and we got some nice yellows in, so probably some inflow is coming through right now. Probably getting some gustier winds in Rutland. Definitely heavy rain, torrential rain. You are never gonna see this. You're not seeing this tornado. You're not seeing it.
635 just issued confirmed a large extremely dangerous tornado was located near Humboldt. They're 7 miles west of Dakota City, moving northeast at 30. Weather spotters are confirming this tornado, and yeah, like it's.
I just sent the video of 2 people that are on it in Iowa.
Well, I can imagine right now they've got to be near Rutland.
They don't get service out there. They're in like a bad spot for cell service, though, unfortunately.
Well, we can still see it via radar. I mean, that should be classic enough. It just went over Highway 3, or Iowa State. Yeah, it just went over 3, and
yeah, there it is.
The next one it's going to go over is 169.
And if it continues on this path, it will head towards
Rutland.
I mean, well, it's pretty much it's already over top of Rutland, or it's about to be in the next couple minutes. But Humboldt, especially on the south side should be okay, but the north side too close to call. Hardy in about 30
I would have them all in Humboldt in a tornado shelter right now. This is way too close to call.
Are you seeing how strong the RFD winds are? Dang. The RFD winds on this are strong. I'm talking 97, 102.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, 123, stuff like that. And the radar is scrambling again for me.
God.
Because that's not supposed to happen, because that was a actual radar couplet I seen, and then that yellow covered over it.
See, I think it might be doing the same for me, but let me check it real quick.
The only thing I can see is this like orange to red. It's not really what you look at. It's green to yellow, or green to red. It's one of those. It's not orange to red.
Well,
but yeah, it's scrambled for me. I just lost visual.
Yeah, I might be losing visual too. I mean, I'm seeing enough rotation to know that it's still there.
All right, I think it's kind of coming back a little bit on that scan that I just got, just a little bit. but
it's enough for me
still
to
not
see
enough.
that it's not enough, but there's enough for. Oh, I hope that's not right.
Let me see if there's any tornado. Oh, we got another tornado warning. This is going to be to the west-southwest of Sioux Falls, heading towards Parker. I'm going to take a look at that storm right now, even though I'm not getting a good look.
Well,
Even though we are so close.
Sioux Falls, you should be able to get a good look at that one.
I know, but I'm not. I'm getting that.
All
Let's
right,
see.
I'll look at it because I should be able to get it with the radar as soon as it comes up.
If there's gonna be a signature, it's up here. It's up here. It's on the north side of that tornado warning. Not over there by Freeman, going towards Dalton. Yeah, Dalton. That's if I'm seeing anything, it's on that extreme northern side of that tornado warning. If you can confirm that.
I'm still waiting for radar data to come in. I had to shut it off and wait for it to come back on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Because I'm waiting for another scan and it's not cooperating.
And basically, Sioux Falls, this is the main event. This is the line. This is the line. After you get these storms.
Oh, that is a nice hook on that.
Oh, yep. Now I'm starting to see it. It's on that north side of the tornado warning. It's on the south side.
On the southwest side, yep.
The rotation is broad at best, honestly.
Is it radar indicated? Yeah. Oh, no, it says observed.
Yeah,
mine says observed tornado warning for Freeman.
This one's observed. Public
and that severe thunderstorm warning is 2 inches and 3/4. That's destructive. That's level 3 severe warning criteria. Wow. So even if you don't get a tornado, you're going to see hail that's going to smash windows.
Yeah, let me look at the hail. Let me look and see if I'm able to detect some of this hail on this.
Baseball size hail they're detecting, and I'm detecting it too.
All right, let me see. I'm probing it now. I don't have nearly that size. I got 1.3. That's the most I got.
I don't know why I get KG. Hold on a second.
Dang.
And by the way, going back to that other storm for a sec, that Gilmore City tornado, looks like the public confirmed a tornado did move over the city, and it was estimated to be moving east on Highway 3. So, yep, that was about right. And I'm jumping back to that storm real quick. Nathan, if you don't mind, keep an eye on the other storm for me while I check this one out again. If I can find the radar I was using for it. There it is. Because there was also a tornado reported 4 miles north of Thor. Tornado 1 north of Highway 3 and 3 east of Humboldt County line.
I'm watching it live right now, but it looks like it's 1/4 of the way to the ground. But the rain's really hard to tell. Oh, these CG lightning bolts right now. Oh my God, they're coming down right in front of this guy's dash cam. Whew. Oh, damage. Looks like something got hit.
Oh yeah, Humboldt, if you're in the path of this storm, oh boy. I mean, it's gonna pass to the north of Humboldt, it looks like, but still.
Yeah.
Too close.
Yeah.
I think honestly they put that report in the wrong spot, but it's whatever.
A large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground, it says.
Yep, that's what I got too.
This guy's driving right on the same road. I'm watching it live right now. Looks like it could be in the rain. I haven't even had the sound on this whole time. That's why I should hear what he's saying on there.
No, you good. Oh yeah, dude, that rotation is still really strong. I'm looking high up, 70, 80. Dude, this thing could be doing some really big damage. Holy cow.
Yeah, I already saw a greenhouse got thrown on the roadway or something, he was saying,
Oh Jesus.
on Highway 3.
All right, I've been going at this for a few and stuff like that. I'm gonna take a little, I call it commercial break, and I should be back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good. They don't really get much good cell phone service over there, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both need commercial breaks too.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say me and Nathan, we've been on this since about 3:30.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. Like I've been live on YouTube since about 3:35.
Nice.
So okay.
Yeah, he's watching this right now, and it looks like there's a rapid rotating wall cloud to the left side of the road. You can't tell if it's on the ground.
Yeah, I'm about to look to see if it's actually still on the ground or if it looks like it might have lifted. I can't with this radar shot. I really can't tell. Well, I don't know.
I don't know if you can hear this live video I have.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost a Humboldt.
Okay.
These ground to cloud lightning strikes are so crazy.
Well, is he on 3 or is he on 169?
He's on 3, about to go north on 169.
Okay, yeah, he needs to do that. He needs to go north on 169 when he gets there. He needs to go north on 169 and then probably keep going until he gets to the 169 and 408 intersection, and then probably turn east onto 408.
Yeah. There's
Oh, yeah.
cars everywhere stuck.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
rotation.
something
that,
got hit. You watching that?
No, but that rotation's still very evident.
Something got hit, like a house, and everyone's like stalled out on this road on Highway 3 on the video by Humboldt. There's trees over the road. Big trees. That could have been the RFD, though. The RFD looked like it was cranking to 100, so.
That had to have been what that was that you saw.
Yeah.
I'm just going back through here, make sure we're not missing anything that needs to be addressed. Texas looks okay. Well, they're dealing with some severe thunderstorm warnings, but that's it. Mississippi got one special weather statement over Mississippi. But other than that, nothing too crazy yet. We do have a new tornado warning that just came out. And
yeah, just saw that.
Yep.
Damaging tornado. Yeah. Located near Humboldt.
No, it's one west of that. A new warning.
Oh, that one? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Severe thunderstorm can produce a tornado is located near Albert City or 9 miles west of Pontius.
I see the rotation. It's very broad.
I'm about to check it myself, see what it looks like for me.
Negative 22. Yeah.
Yeah. That ain't jumping out at me.
Me either. Yeah, it's about to go over 169 north of Humboldt, the strongest rotation.
Yeah. But I'm also seeing a possible rotation develop back on Highway 3 again between Gilmore and Humboldt.
Yeah.
Like, are we possibly looking at twins?
Could be.
Yeah, I know. I might have to take a few minute break, maybe in the live stream for a minute.
Yeah, and then you can watch the videos and observe. Oh, there's more damage on one. There's more tree damage across the road on whatever road he's on. Is that 169?
You said you sent the link to me, right?
Yeah, Chris. His name is Chris Nilsson. Yeah, he's got a new link though. I'll resend it to you. I think I sent it already, but I'll resend it. There you go.
You just sent it. Oh yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break myself, but yeah, I'll be back in.
All right, and what you guys are seeing on YouTube is a video. Well, if it'll work, a Facebook video. Chris Nelson, meteorologist.
It's the backside of the storm. Wow. This is quite the view. I can't begin to tell you how dark that is, actually. I don't know why that's not showing up. It looks pitch black. You got some of these clouds heading our way. Just
Okay, cutting that off for a second, I do want to bring to your attention, we do have a new tornado warning that just came into effect. I'm going to switch to the Omaha radar because this one is a confirmed, so we do need to address this. And this is near the Lincoln, Nebraska area. This is embedded within that line of severe thunderstorms that is heading towards Omaha. I don't know where Brent or where Nathan is. He needs to get back in here because we need to discuss this. This could be a very dangerous situation for the city of Lincoln. Just to the north of Lincoln, near the Seward community, We're going to go in and look at the storm relative velocity on this, and I'm not seeing... I mean, there's a little couple right there where it looks like it could be hitting, but let's get the CC on this. Not really seeing a whole lot, but we do have a confirmed tornado. Weather spotters confirmed this tornado moving northeast at 40 in Nebraska. So this is also a weather spotters confirmed tornado. So if you live in the city of Omaha, more than likely you're looking at some damaging winds and the potential of a couple of embedded tornadoes within that line. I want to go back though to this tornado though that is near or Livermore actually currently, as I think we should have another update on that warning. No, not yet. Okay, this is for a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado. It was located 7 miles northwest of Dakota City, moving northeast at 40. So 7 miles northeast of Dakota City. Okay, so it is heading towards the I-35 corridor. Geez, we've been saying the I-35 corridor a lot. So good news in terms of Texas. This is mainly just severe thunderstorm warnings. The threat is diminishing. So good news for them. Continuing to track, these tornadoes up near this area here, just north of Fort Dodge, near the Humboldt area. And got another supercell near Pontius that is trying to produce a tornado. Got another storm that's embedded within this line trying to produce a tornado. And we got a tornado warning storm that is radar indicated just west of Sioux Falls. So, on that note, guys, I'm actually probably going to take a break from this live stream. And if you guys want to, Nathan will be live streaming in a few minutes. I'm actually fixing to let him know to take over for me when he gets back. Because one, I need to get me something to eat, and two, I am getting a little bit tired. We are tracking these for a few more minutes though, until I get a response from him anyway. So this is what we're looking at, and this is what I'm going to pass on to him. We have one tornado confirmed. Well, one tornado warning storm that is confirmed, and two that are radar indicated. So we have two confirmed and two radar indicated. And then in Texas, we have just severe thunderstorm warnings currently. In Mississippi, we have a strong thunderstorm. And actually, I'm going to take a look at the Memphis radar because, I feel like we have not really touched on the Mississippi side of it. But every now and again, we're picking up. We are picking up a special weather statement. So I do want to touch on this. Just because it needs to be touched on before I end the YouTube stream anyway. All right, so the strong storm is located near Clarksdale to the east of Clarksdale, moving northeast. These are just some strong thunderstorms, nothing severe at this time. So, again, but I just thought I'd touch on that real quick since it was there. That is the main area of concern, and I really wish we had a better radar to look at that with, but we really just don't. But regardless, it is about the 7 o'clock over here in Central Time Zone. My friend Nathan, who's been on the live stream with me pretty much the whole night or evening, is going to be doing his thing on Facebook with the Storm Master Weather Group. If you don't know anything about it, I will show you real quick before I end. It is called the Storm Master Weather Group, and I will post that on my YouTube so you guys can check it out and get in there. It is very popular. We have almost 600 members in that group, but my friend Nathan will be going live in there in just a matter of minutes. All right, so on that note, guys, we will be ending the stream. Mark Gaiman signing off, and I will see y'all later. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hope you have a great rest of the night, and stay safe out there.